Yeah.
I probably ate a big burger before this, so I'm hoping that I don't like just make disgusting burping noises throughout this whole thing.
How big was the burrito?
Burger.
Oh, see, I'm still on Mexican thought, so it translates everything. In your head.
Exactly. They don't all burgers there are just burritos, just like wrapped.
Yeah,
Burgers wrapped in tortillas.
We call them American burritos. So
American. What's the difference between an American burrito and a Mexican burrito? Or do they have American burritos in America, or do we just know those as burgers?
Both.
Okay.
You know how Spanish everything is there's an A or an O at the end of everything? Same language difference.
But with food.
Yeah.
Okay.
But with words.
But
words are food.
I mean, I don't know Spanish, so I can't like correct you.
Deep down inside of you, some part of you knows Spanish.
Some part of me is like, this fucking idiot.
It's gonna awaken. It's gonna be your eagle eye, your eagle vision. It's gonna come out.
I'm gonna
start reading Spanish.
I'm gonna wake up in like 4 o'clock in the morning and just start spewing Spanish and like cursing your name.
You're gonna just turn on like channel 23 one day and just be like, "Oh snap!" Just gonna start watching reruns of Salvador Gigante.
It all clicks.
Yeah, it's just all there. We're a minute in. No,
I didn't know you're recording.
Yeah.
Play the intro.
That's the intro. That's our intro.
Hell yeah. Rudy, say the title of the show.
Overwatch hentai. What?
Now you played the intro. That's when you played the intro.
Oh man.
But we're back.
Hello.
After like 3 weeks.
Welcome to Road to E3 2023. We are 4 years, 360 something days away from the grand revelation. It's not even 360.
I was gonna say, I feel like it's way more than 360 days till 2023.
There's only 365, isn't it? What?
Yeah, and you said you were like, we're 300 and whatever days from E3 2023, but we're way more.
4 years, 300 something days.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
James, cut that out. Welcome to E3. Welcome back to E3 2023, the only show that provides you this much eroticism in 2 hours of recordings.
About E3 2023.
That has yet to be posted to Pornhub.
We don't know yet.
Not yet.
We haven't checked.
Yeah.
I'm sure the copyright, issue.
Yeah, we're gonna be posted. We're gonna be on X videos first.
So. Hell yeah.
Yeah, we're making the rounds.
Do they do? Do they have like what's it called? Monetization.
I saw all the Batman movies on there.
Like the live action ones,
the animated ones.
The animated ones.
Yeah, for sure.
Which animated ones?
The 3D ones. What was it? It was like the Gaslight one.
Oh,
they're just movie rips. They're just on there. You Google search free Batman movies, freaking porn links show up with the full movie on there. It's crazy.
It's like when No Man's Sky was coming out.
Yeah.
They were like taking down footage of gameplay on YouTube, so they just start uploading it to Pornhub. It's totally fine.
It's just a video service. That's all it is.
It's fine. But we're back.
We're back. After what, 2 weeks?
3 weeks.
3 weeks?
It was going to be 2 weeks, but I got sick, so I wasn't able to record that week. And you were leaving.
Yeah, you're right.
You were leaving to lead the country.
We were going to record before I left the country for legal reasons that had to do with my knowledge of the Reavers.
They found out.
Yeah, they know. And the fact that we're getting so much closer and that reality is shifting in our predictions is really terrifying. It terrifies me.
I like that you say they found out because your predictions, and we've recorded like 2 episodes so far.
Yeah.
And like of those 2, we probably have combined views of 150. And one of those views is like the CIA.
Oh, 100%. I got stopped by the TSA twice on my way to Mexico. I got the full body pat down. It was nice. It was the full service.
Where were you hiding? Were you
gum. I had a piece of gum in my pocket.
What brand?
Near my dick. And They did the full body scan on me. They're like, there's a giant yellow glow by your dick. We're gonna need to do a full body search.
Did they take you to a separate room to do that?
They're like, we can do it
public?
right here and do it real fast, or we can take you to a private room, but we kind of want to do it right here and real fast. I was like, and I looked him dead in the eyes. I was like, take me to the private room. Oh yeah, do it. And he was really uncomfortable when I said that. He looked to his friend, who was also a TSA agent. That'd be awkward if it wasn't.
Yeah, right. It's just some dude.
Yeah, it's just some dude. But yeah, they took me back there. You know, they did their thing. They're like, okay, I'm gonna go inside your thigh now, and I'm like, you do you. And if anything happens, it happens. Just go for it. And that was like, he did it, and he was like, okay, there's no things there, but give me your hands. I'm gonna test it for residue. I was like, residue of what? But you know, now I'm off the wanted gun runners list.
Oh, okay.
So that's good.
Do you say gun or gum?
Gun and gum runners.
Okay.
I transport both firearms and gum to Mexico.
Mm.
In return, I bring back drugs. But you know, that's a different story.
What?
I'm gonna say, you know, something.
Well, I like that of your recap of Mexico. That's the takeaway, was the stop by the.
I got
TS guy.
stopped in Mexico by a fruit dog, because they were searching if I had any agriculture I was bringing in to terrorize Mexico.
Oh yeah, were you?
I was not. It was still the gum. Still smelling
You-
that fruity gum.
I think at a certain point you got to ditch this gum, Rudy.
I was committed. So I had one piece in my pocket. I chewed it after I left the stall. Got a second piece when I landed in Mexico.
Mm-hmm.
Chewed that piece. Dog came after me. Chewed another piece.
Like a boss.
Like a boss.
Like no hesitation. Like
Yes.
You're using your American freedom and bringing it to the people.
Like the arms dealer I am. Like the alleged arms.
I mean, this means you're going to be a DLC character in Wildlands, right?
Yeah, I am. I am Wildlands. I am Ubisoft.
The kids are going to look at you and be like, "White hat."
Don's gonna come after me, try to kill me. He probably has the highest Uplay points I've ever seen of any player.
Doesn't he play every Ubisoft
He's played
game?
every Assassin's Creed and like pretty much every Ubisoft game.
That's crazy.
I'm like one level below him. I'm catching up. I'm trying to catch up real hard.
Mexico,
Yeah.
like it took us some time away, but now that you're back.
Yeah, he's in Mexico now, and I'm here.
Oh,
so I'm gonna catch up.
Mm-hmm. You're gonna be like all Far Cry 5.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. I'm gonna beat him at the white man's game.
That's how you get them.
Yeah. Oh man.
Yeah, we're gonna cover E3 this episode. E3 2018.
Yeah, you did we watched pretty much all of
We watched all of them.
E3 together.
It was pretty great. It was my first time ever watching it, like with another person, and I had a fun time.
That was a fun time.
It was really fun.
I'll post out. I'll put some snippets.
Yeah, I think a highlight reel would be better than
Because doing that full, trying to sync it up, it was the worst.
Mm-hmm.
It is the worst.
You try to do it with Microsoft, right?
So I don't know. I think we both had delays on our recordings, and we're just using a fresh copy of the actual press conference. So it was like it's all over the place on the timing. So.
Yeah.
But for sure we're gonna see some Naruto highlights.
We're gonna get to it when we talk about Microsoft.
Yeah,
but Rudy's reaction to the Jump Force trailer may be the greatest thing I have heard in my life.
When I got home from Mexico, the first thing I did was catch up on all the Boruto episodes that came out, one of them, and I cried for about 30 seconds. But yeah, it's good. I like me some Naruto. This isn't a Naruto podcast. I thought it was. Well, we'll have to start a new one.
40 minutes. Separate podcast. Road to.
It's just me. Because there's nobody else at this school.
If anyone could do it, you could totally do an hour-long Naruto. It's just you going.
Oh my god. Just me arguing with myself about Naruto.
The thing is that you don't have anyone else to like stop you or like counter off. So it just you I don't think you would breathe.
Yeah, I would die. I would die whispering Boruto is the best character.
It would be you. It would be like a 5-hour recording, but 3 of those hours are going to be you like passed out from exhaustion because you didn't breathe. Like,
Probably 100%.
but But yeah, this is probably going to be a longer episode just because of all the press conference stuff.
Oh boy. Okay.
Everything.
Let me just nestle my
Strap
butt in.
So there is some news that has come out since E3. I'm not sure if you want to cover that first. It's only like 3 things, or just go straight into E3.
Let's do the new stuff first.
New stuff first. Okay.
Because I don't know any of this.
Okay. It's 3 items.
Okay.
So the first one, I feel like it's the biggest thing that came out of E3, and that's the whole Fortnite crossplay stuff.
Oh yeah.
With Sony and stuff.
Yeah.
So Fortnite got announced on Switch, right? And so a bunch of people downloaded it. And in order to play Fortnite, you need to have an Epic account. It's not just like you just like.
Does that include the co-op stuff, like the campaign?
I think. I think just to play online in general, you need to have an Epic ID.
Okay.
Like it literally stops you on like the homepage and says, "Hey, sign into your Epic account or make one."
So if you paid for the single player campaign and the story part, Fortnite that are on the other systems, can you not redeem that on the Switch?
Are you talking about if you pay like cosmetic stuff? Because it's free.
No, not the cosmetic stuff. Is there not a single player part to Fortnite anymore?
I don't know. I know because when Fortnite first came out, it was the
zombie wave stuff.
The,
is that not there anymore?
No, it's there. Like in the main menu, it gives you the option. Do you want to play Battle Royale or do you want to do the old mode? But I do think you have to have an Epic account even to play the game.
As a person that now owns Skyrim on every console, I now understand and no longer care for all those people that like cosmetic items. Yeah. I'm just very sad. And that's unrelated.
It's unrelated. That was just a
just general,
side tangent. But basically, when the game came out, people try to play it on Switch. And basically, if you ever signed in, we good?
Do you hear anything weird in the mic? We're back. We're not dead.
So Fortnite.
We're gonna leave some of that heartbeat stuff in. That was freaky.
That was
real weird.
I wonder if they had to have picked it up on the audio, right?
Yeah, 100%.
Okay, we'll leave it in.
The waveforms were actually doing that. It was freaking me out.
That's pretty. Yeah, that's kind of. I'm really curious of what that was. Yeah. But anyways,
very self-conscious about my breathing during the recordings.
It's just because
it's freaking me out.
Rudy, I love you.
Oh boy.
Why would you say it like that?
It's what ended my last relationship.
Okay, back to video games. Let's talk about video games.
I love him. He's mine.
So
sorry, I broke that mic.
So Fortnite came out on Switch.
Yes.
You need to have an Epic account in order to play Fortnite online. So a bunch of people excuse me. A bunch of people downloaded it on Switch.
Got to show those 13 and up respect.
A bunch of people.
Yeah.
Download the game. They try to sign in, and basically, if your account has ever touched the PS4 version of the game, you basically just can't sign in to that version. And it's all on Sony's end, apparently.
Wasn't that the same thing with the Rocket League deal?
Yeah, it's the exact same thing. It's like exactly 1 year ago.
And it took them a year to do that. How long did it take them to do
There's no cross-play.
Oh, there's still no cross-play.
That's the whole thing.
Yeah.
And like Sony's like official statement was basically like, there are 80 million PS4s on the market. Like, why would you need to play with other? It's like such a like braggadocious thing to like what kind of response? It's so weird.
Oh God, Sony is the new Sega. I love them.
Well, it's like you see like that like early PS3 like cocky like Sony coming out.
Yeah.
It's like this is no longer the Sony that did the whole use game campaign with Shoshia and Adam Boyes. You know what I mean? Like the whole we're here for the gamers or whatever. Like it's complete opposite of that.
No, this is like Crash Bandicoot running up on Nintendo.
At least with that, like that was like lighthearted in a sense. But this is just them like being like.
Didn't he stand outside one of their offices and scream?
Yeah, basically just talking shit.
That was lighthearted. I'm pretty sure one of his lines was a threat.
We'll take all your money. But yeah, it's just weird. It's just a really weird thing for them.
Well, yeah, that is a freaking Switch the Switch does not have enough third person like 3D games. Needs some. Needs Fortnite. I think it would have helped.
Well, I think it'll do
I mean,
fine.
it will help.
Yeah, I think it'll do fine on its own. Like,
Yeah.
I don't think the Switch needs necessarily Fortnite. It's just cool. It's cool that that's on there because it's the biggest game in the world. It makes sense that that's going to be on there. It's just weird, like the
Switch has too many pixel art games on there. I need a 3D game on there.
It's just weird that like I feel like now with like the game industry, like this whole like exclusivity thing and like locking players out of stuff, like it just like we don't live in that market anymore.
Man, yeah, you're right. We stream music now. It's all changed.
Yeah,
the game has changed. Gamefly died.
You saw that
Gamefly died, so it would bring us this new industry.
You saw that ad that Microsoft and Nintendo did, right, with the Microsoft crossplay.
Yeah, my predictions are coming true. Yes, exactly. Yeah,
it's like I saw that, and like that's obviously a direct response of Sony, but like watching that video was like really surreal. And there's a video on Reddit of like a kid or people unlocking an achievement on the Nintendo version of Minecraft. Like it's just such a weird thing to see that, but like
I still think it's weirder when people unlock achievements on their Windows 7 phones.
Really? No one has Windows 7 phones anymore. It's weirder to see someone with Windows 7.
It's weird to see someone with those achievements for those mobile games.
But yeah, I think everyone's talked about the Fortnite Switch stuff. That's not,
Yeah.
It's dumb that I think Sony is.
Yeah.
It's a real dumb way to go about that.
It's they're companies being companies.
The second thing I have is, did you see that thing of Bethesda suing that mobile developer?
No, what?
You didn't see that? So basically, a studio under WB made a mobile game based off Westworld, and Bethesda sued them for using Fallout Shelter's code.
What? Hold on.
Yeah, like if you watch the trailer of that Westworld mobile game, it looks a lot like Fallout Shelter, and like Bethesda didn't. They said stuff like, "Oh, it looks like it's using similar assets. It looks like it's using similar like character design." But specifically, like it has the exact same bugs that Fallout Shelter has.
Oh snap! Okay.
Yeah. So it's like kind of.
Huh. I'm trying to think of like how they would. So they just data mined it once they like.
Well,
got it on
I think
mobile,
I think
right?
they were saying, I could be getting this wrong. I remember reading a couple articles on it, and like basically the company that basically they were helping Bethesda develop Fallout Shelter.
Oh my god!
So they have. So they had an agreement of like, hey, this is you're helping us code this game, but
They've
this is
ruined it for everyone.
This is our intellectual property.
They've ruined it for Raven. All the small studios.
But
all the small studios that only make the multiplayer for games, you ruined it for them.
Who, Bethesda?
Yeah, Bethesda's not good. Bethesda's just gonna start buying companies now. They're getting out of the send like outside help market. You know what I mean? How many studios does Bethesda have now? Was it like 20 or something? Like they talked about it at the press conference.
I don't think they name numbers. Like they have at least probably like 5 or 6.
They've expanded recently.
They got big ones, but like I don't know if they have like a lot of mobile companies or something. But the Westworld game, that's not a company that they own. It's just a company that
they outsource.
They basically contract. They contracted.
Super common for
yeah, it's just
AAA to do that.
It's just weird that WB, who owns Westworld, they're like, hey, we want you guys to make this mobile game. And if you watch the trailer for it, it's like very visually striking, similar to Fallout Shelter. Like it's the same thing of like, hey, you have your own Westworld village with all these androids and stuff, and you're like,
That's that gets really tricky when who has the IP rights to the actual.
But the thing is when they had the exact same like bugs in their games. That's the thing that's kind of like crazy.
But is it so? The question there is did the studio develop the engine, or did Bethesda? Did they use like Bethesda code to develop that?
I don't know.
Because there's a lot of like rights dealings to figure out with that, but. Man.
Sure, but you can totally see the contract being with Bethesda, like, hey, we own the rights to this IP and stuff, and like this is, like, even though we're contracting you to make this code or whatever,
use the same engine. Like you would have to redesign the engine if you wanted to re-release. I mean, even then, like it's understandable that they're like, hey, Warner Brothers is like, hey, we saw what you did with Fallout, we want you to do that for us, but like it's ripping indirectly.
Yeah,
I mean, that's where the problem comes.
Yeah.
in.
So I think the case got officially. I don't know if it got settled or whatever on like last Friday or something. So it still could be
Bethesda
going.
take that notch money? Did they win
What?
that case?
What?
Did Bethesda they sued Minecraft, didn't they?
When?
They sued Mojang for Scrolls
Really?
like 3 years ago or something.
Why?
4 years ago, because the name of their game was Scrolls.
Really?
Yeah,
That's such a weird.
I don't know if they won that lawsuit.
I
though,
don't think so. Like
But
that's like.
I like seeing like bloodthirsty Bethesda just going after everything now.
Just buying
it's terrible, but it's great at the same time.
Just Todd Howard sitting in his ivory tower, just like buy Nintendo. Well, we can't next year.
Next year, put Minecraft in our games. Let's make Borderlands 4 instead of the little like Easter egg being a part of Minecraft, it's gonna be the whole game. So just
a 20-hour open world experience.
Yeah, procedurally generated.
Procedurally generated. My last news story is basically Microsoft announced that they're getting out of VR.
Oh, that hurts. It
hurts
hurts
entirely. Yeah.
It hurts. It's because they're all focusing on AR now.
It's
all augmented reality.
No, they said
you're lying to me.
No,
it's all augmented reality and
Rudy,
HoloLens for the future. It's happening. You can't deny it.
Rudy,
they're moving into
Rudy,
it.
Listen, I got some heartbreaking news for you. They're not doing any of the
Mixed reality
any of the mixed reality stuff.
Those are some of the most garbage headsets I've ever seen. Some of those mixed reality like Asus headsets.
Yeah. They're pretty rough.
Wow.
I mean, to be fair, the Vive and stuff, like that's not a very. No one looks cool with that thing on. Like.
Yeah. No, I mean like the actual like resolution, everything.
Oh, like the actual. Yeah, totally. Yeah.
And they're in punching weight with like, I mean they're in like price range of like other headsets, so it's crazy that they. Mm-hmm. I can see why there's not a draw like consumer wise for that.
Well, you can totally see Microsoft wanting to get out of VR because of the situation they're in with like the Xbox One. They want to focus on like games and stuff. In VR, there's a lot of cool stuff happening with VR, but like I don't think VR is in the state to necessarily make it like a tentpole thing. Like I even think if you look at like Sony with their PSVR, like that's still there's stuff like Tetris Effect coming out and stuff, but like you don't really see like big VR games being announced the same way that they're not. They don't seem to be as behind those VR games the same way they are with like Spider-Man.
No one is behind VR games as they should be.
And even the people, and like even with stuff like Vive and Oculus, like you don't. It's very rare. I wouldn't say rare, but there's very strong gaps between when a huge like VR game hits.
Yeah. Yeah, there's no like scheduled release. Like you can every other console you can schedule around when they release. It's like you got the summer releases, the fall releases, the winter releases. Mm-hmm. Well, now it's all spring, isn't it?
Yeah,
we're about to get a big old spring drop.
Yeah, well, not even spring, like first quarter. We'll get into it.
We'll get into it.
But yeah, I think
video games are weird.
Video games are weird.
Yeah,
but there's never been a better time.
It's never been.
Until 2023.
I need some more VR dating sims for practice.
That's the more Microsoft. There's an open market that you can tap in for Rudy.
As a person who was staring at someone develop a Kinect game all day today and watching them like just code it, I was so heartbroken to learn this news about VR
under Microsoft.
Yeah, and that was after we demoed some AR stuff. I was like, oh dang.
Well, maybe things will turn around.
Yeah.
By 2023.
I need employment. I need those Microsoft contracts. Okay.
That's all from the news.
Yeah.
Now we can go into E3.
Yeah.
E3 2018. There's no real good way to go through everything because there's just so much. So the way I'm going to do it is just I'm going to go through the conferences of which they were scheduled.
Oh, okay.
And just we'll just cite off the things we interested in, interesting stuff.
Yeah.
Blah blah blah. So first up was EA.
So EA
E3 2018. They started things off, and much like every year, their conference was very lackluster. I feel like every year, like everyone always says, like, "Oh man, EA had a very disappointing press conference," but like that's
some of the Star Wars years, they had a really good year. Like the announcement of some of that Star Wars stuff. Like when they had was it Volition?
Like
Or who had
the third person one.
Yeah.
Yeah, that stuff was cool. It didn't
When they first got that Star Wars license and then announced like we have 4 different like Star Wars games in the works. Here's 2 of them that we have right now, and they look like that. EA was popping back in the day.
I mean, yes, but like we haven't heard anything
Exactly.
about those games. That's the thing. That's
EA is not about reality though. If that's one thing we've learned,
bro. It's just promises.
Yeah.
But you know, they showed stuff like they rolled up. I mean, they opened with a giant Anthem AR thing.
Yeah.
That was scary.
Yeah, that was the best. I know what you're talking about. It was the best part of the conference.
The highlight.
Yeah.
I mean, not surprising. They showed.
It didn't take me to church. That's all I say.
We'll get there.
Yeah, we'll chug through it.
They showed stuff like Battlefield 5, but like they didn't even show gameplay, which I thought was kind of weird.
I was hoping they would show more like story elements that weren't like just saying that we have a story, because it felt like the whole Battlefield 1 introduction of like, hey, we're doing these stories and they're historical and they're this and that, and they were exciting, but they weren't like too open about what those were.
Well, they just didn't show anything.
Yeah.
Outside of like a cool trailer, but even then, it's like show the game. Like it's EA, it's Battlefield. Like it was just weird.
Yeah, I just wanted to see big set pieces like like stories. I don't want to see like a multiplayer battle going on or like your 50. I don't want to see like Stone Mountain fighting like friggin' 69XX whatever. On a live stream. I want to see a good like gameplay demo. I want to see that. Take me back to that Call of Duty intro where they're just showing off like Modern Warfare 3 and the fish animations. I just want that level of like, hey, New York is under attack right now.
I want to see. I want to see mocap suits on dogs.
Yeah, I want to see some cool stuff that gets me teased.
Don't look at me that way when you say teased.
I emphasize the T and the E a little too much.
I will cancel this show. They showed some EA original stuff, like, you know, and it's cool to see EA get behind that kind of stuff, because with stuff like Unraveled and A Way Out and Fee, classic, everyone remembers that one.
Yeah.
They announced a new one, Sea of Solitude, or I believe, as you called it, Hurricane Katrina 2.
It's still good the second time. Oh, God. That's exactly what that intro was.
This developer came out on stage and poured her heart out about this game, about Red Represents, and you just went, is this Hurricane Katrina 2?
I just saw the intro. Everything was flooded. That would have been cool for an indie set piece. God, people aren't adventurous anymore.
You saw that like that scene of like where the big like black like monster thing came out of the water, and you're like, I don't remember that from the
Oh, God. Like, this is Psychonauts 3.
Psychonauts. But you know, that looks cool and interesting, and the developer looked passionate about it.
Yeah.
I'm curious to see more about it. It kind of looks like a simpler like kind of platformer
Puzzle,
kind of thing. Yeah.
Adventure.
Kind of like that game Bound, if you remember that game.
Yeah.
With the ballerina.
Dang, yeah.
It kind of reminded me of that almost.
But 3D.
Wait, Bound was 3D.
Oh, wait, what? Thinking of Fee again.
Everyone's always remembering a Fee. Then they did the whole classic EA thing, or E3 thing of announcing a game, showing first-time gameplay, then dropping it with Unravel 2.
Is that a classic E3 thing?
Yeah. I don't think it's some people would say it's their favorite EA thing of like, hey, announcing something and immediately saying, hey, it's out today. My favorite thing is like whenever someone like they announce like new hardware and they have it in their pocket.
That's good.
That's so good, right?
My favorite E3 thing is giving Miyamoto a gun. You can't go wrong with it. Just like give the burner to Miyamoto. He's going. We rolling deep.
Well, I mean,
Sony, you don't want to let us play Fortnite anymore.
Let's talk about crossplay. Well, I mean, we have another good Miyamoto.
Miyamoto would roll up to a meeting with a gun, put it on the table. There you go.
Not even say anything.
Let's talk about crossplay.
And then Reggie's like, a Nintendo. We love video games.
He's the calm one. Oh man,
it's a good cop, bad cop.
Yeah.
Oh, that'd be great. There is another good Miyamoto thing from Ubisoft, but we'll get to that one.
Oh yeah, there is. Oh dang, yeah.
So yeah, under Unravel 2 looks cool.
Yep.
I didn't download it.
But it looks cool. It looks really
I'm
cool.
putting it on the list of games we should play together at some point.
At some point, we have a list.
A list of good co-op games.
Yeah.
A list of good co-op games that'll make us cry and think about family.
And hold each other.
Yeah.
Think about family. After that, they announced Respawn gave some details about the new Star Wars game they're working on. It was called Fall the Jedi Order. I think that was called. It's somewhere that's you. It's some combination of those words. Like
it was Force Unleashed 3. That's what it was. That's what it is.
I really enjoyed Respawn's games so far. The two. So that
I know we talked about how shady it is to repurpose engines. If we were to if anyone were to repurpose any engine, that Titanfall 2 engine is locked.
Dude, I saw a behind the scenes thing of how they made the time travel mission in that game. It's really fascinating.
Is it? Oh my! That's my favorite thing ever.
It's really fascinating.
Oh god, I made like 2 games for some of my courses back in the day based on that. That was like going between worlds.
Yeah,
oh, that's cool.
That's
my favorite.
I believe it's on Waypoint actually. I think Patrick Klepek wrote it.
Did you really?
Yeah, it was really fascinating how they managed to pull it off. I'll talk to you about it later.
Okay.
But it was really fascinating. But yeah, Respawn Star Wars game. That's exciting.
Yeah.
They said late next year.
Yeah.
I think is the time frame. So that's exciting.
That's man.
What else?
2019 is going to be a good year for games.
Hopefully.
I mean,
we'll get a good.
Microsoft has what 50 announced for next year.
Listen, we'll get there. All for the next point. I just have in big capital letters sports.
Oh man.
They
truck sticks are back.
They showed a bunch of sports games. Like, I don't know. Like, and none of them are Spike Lee basketball games.
None of them were MMA. Unfortunately.
There's not much to say with the sports stuff. It's Madden, it's FIFA. There's no Pele this year.
There are more Ultimate Teams.
Yeah, exactly. After that, they showed that Command and Conquer mobile game and did a live esports match, which was weird.
I was just thinking if they developed like a World Cup series that released every 4 years, so they spent 4 years developing a FIFA game, that would be incredible.
That'd be interesting to see. Like, what does a 4-year FIFA game look like?
Man, unrushed sports games. I want to see where that's at.
I want to see sports games where like they say they make their own rules. Yeah. Like, it's like if you're playing a football game and someone grabs the ball, you just like pull out a gun and like shoot them in the side. And just be like interception.
I'm gonna play cyber baseball 2050.
So that's gonna be the mini games in a Cyberpunk. Yeah. And then they ended the conference with Anthem, with a weird like panel, and it was just weird. It was just a weird way to show that game.
They were not taking audience questions.
Yeah, they
definitely vetted those Twitter questions.
The way it was framed, you would think they were going to have like a Q&A about it.
Get
like,
some pissed off game journalists be like,
"What is this game? Yeah. Like, how much is it like Destiny? Like, you know." Oh man. Yeah, it just comes off that EA like doesn't know how to present that game, and or even if BioWare doesn't know how to like describe this game to some people, even though they could just come out and say like, yo, it's a pseudo MMO or whatever, or hey, you do quests and you go back to your hub city and turn them in and you do raids with your friends, like, but like there's just a vagueness in the way they talked about it in that conference, and a lot of information has come out after the fact, so I think that's cleared up a lot of answers, but I still think for the general public, they just see like, hey, cool Iron Man BioWare game in space. And
this feels a lot like the game that shall not be spoken. Andromeda.
making some steady claims.
This is like I'm thinking back to like when they announced Andromeda and like what was in it and how tight they were about like what the game actually was.
Well, the behind the scenes stuff of Andromeda,
which is a mess.
It was a mess. So you and from what we see, it seems like BioWare's more focused with Anthem. With Andromeda, that was kind of a.
But they still have like that trauma of that last shipment. So I'm guessing that's why their PR team is, their marketing team is the same.
Well, they also announced like a release date, which is February, which is way sooner than I thought it was going to be. Yeah. Like I thought it was going to be like a fall of next year game. So it could get delayed.
Although they announced it a year ago.
Yeah, last E3 was when they announced it. And who knows how long they were working on it like before. We'll see how that game turns out. I just wish they were just more more descriptive of what that game is.
Yeah.
Like I came away from that press conference, like not knowing more about the game than I knew last year.
Yeah, for sure.
But you know, a lot of that stuff looks really, really cool. You flying around in the Iron Man suit looks really fucking cool.
Oh man, and like the fact that you can just switch out and whatever. It looks and feels a lot like any freaking Ubisoft third-person game.
Mm-hmm. But it
looks great.
But BioWare's a studio, like they have made games I've really, really enjoyed, and
their narrative is.
I'm curious to see like if that narrative team, like how much of that is in there in Anthem, or if it is just kind of like Destiny, where like the story's there. But we'll see. It comes out next year.
Yeah, that's what I was scared about mostly because they kept referring it to like social hubs and like social.
Yeah.
It's a game of your story.
Well, they were doing the whole thing of like that Bungie was doing with Destiny, where it's like, this is gonna be your gun, and that gun's gonna tell a story, like that whole stuff, and it's like that doesn't mean anything, like.
Stream's about to get taken down. Got to put quotes around that.
Yeah, right. But yeah, that was EA. Like it was an EA press conference.
EA
like
was mean.
You know, nothing special, but not.
I would have liked some new collaborations.
Yeah, something like hey, we're making a new IP or something. You know,
like we partnered with Lego again.
We made this mobile game.
We partnered with Valve and made Lego Portal 3.
This is what you wanted. Yeah. EA Gabe Newell comes out in an EA shirt with just money signs on it.
Lego money.
Lego money.
Just bricks. Literal gold bricks.
Next up is Microsoft. Who I personally felt had the most like
they killed it this year.
They really did. Like
it's the year of the games.
your dreams.
Your dreams.
They really brought it.
Yeah.
They like considering the kind of state that Xbox in, they had the exact press conference.
I went out and bought a 4 terabyte hard drive so I could put on my Xbox.
Nice.
And a Game Pass.
Oh, you really? You got Game Pass?
Get a Game Pass,
yeah. They announced a lot of stuff. And you can look at all the stuff they announced and say, well, they kind of mainly show third-party stuff. But the fact that they're going like, hey, yo, we're all about games now. We're games.
They need to support the studio.
They do.
They need. Oh man.
But they're doing a lot of goodwill. You know what I mean,
for sure.
And yeah, they had it just felt like just boom like lightning round almost. And like they opened things up with like Halo, like saying like here we are. It would have been cool to see more about Halo, like what that game is. There's some stuff that's come out about that, like
Halo Survive.
Well, like I was hearing stuff like. Again, these are rumors, but like some people are saying like it might be like open world, which is weird.
Oh, that would be really interesting because it'd be an expansion of what they did with 5. Excuse me. Do you remember? Did you play 5?
Yeah, I played 5.
There were a lot of really weird like open world elements in that you would not expect.
Since that game was designed to have 4-player co-op, like the levels had to be accompany that. But I see what you're saying
in the sense of like interacting and like getting quests and like. There was. Do you remember that camp?
Yeah, there was like that camp.
Yeah, where you would run back and forth and talk to people.
Yeah,
that was really. If there's a whole game, that'd be really weird.
Mm-hmm. It would be weird for a Halo game. Yeah. Like, how do you design like missions around that and stuff? The same way that you would think like a game like Halo 3 works.
What else left is there to fight?
Yeah,
more Forerunners.
Yeah, exactly.
Like now you got to kill Cortana now. It's sad.
But it was just a weird. I think. It was weird. There was a second there where I was like, well, is this Halo 6? But then they came out later and said, like, yeah, this is after Halo 5. So I'm curious how the multiplayer stuff is, about that, when that game's coming out, if that actually is coming out.
Halo 5 has the best multiplayer for any Halo game. It has the strongest multiplayer. It's the most refined. Gotta keep backtracking.
Yeah, I was gonna say you're gonna get some flame. You're gonna get some flame right there.
No, it's just they can't catch me. They're too slow.
But it's cool that a new Halo game is announced. Yeah. When's it gonna come out? Who knows?
I'm hyped. I was like, oh man, looking at just the graphics for it was amazing.
Yeah, I like that at the end they're like, yo, we on the new engine for this. The
Slipstream.
That's such a good name.
Oh man,
that's such a good name. I saw that.
Yeah, we spent a solid 5 minutes screaming at that. At the name Slipstream.
It's so good.
We were too hyped for that for Microsoft.
But yeah, after that they showed some more first party stuff like Ori, which looks awesome.
Yeah, Ori was.
Did you play the first Ori?
No,
it's really good.
Watched it.
Oh, you watched it.
It's really good. Like I didn't think I would like it because I was like, oh, I'm another Metroidvania, but
Yeah.
it's actually really, really good. So there's not much to say about that. But
As a person who has yet to beat the Mummy Remastered, just out of frustration, I cannot play any more Castlevania games.
well, when Ori the Wills of the Wisp come out, you'll be primed and ready.
Yeah, hopefully.
They then start showing like third party stuff like Metro and stuff, which looks cool.
There's been a lot of coverage of Metro in this last like 3 months. So
Really?
it was freaking Game Informer had their own cover story.
Oh really? I
Like,
didn't see that.
a month before, like 2 months before, of like all the Metro stuff. They had a lot of information that they showed at E3 for that, and I think there were like 2 trailers already put out for that game. But I feel like I saw a lot before the E3
Really?
stuff. Yeah,
I haven't seen stuff since last E3.
it's cool.
It looks cool. Like you look at those environments and it's like, yo, this is a really nice looking game. I'm curious because I played the first one and I thought that game had a lot of cool mechanics, but like it felt like it was a game that was constantly fighting you.
Yeah, I played about 2 hours the first one. Definitely put that down.
I've been meaning to try it again.
Yeah,
Like, see if I liked it or if it was like, yo, this is just not my type of game.
yeah. I just
It's a lot.
They have Ranger mode. Scares me.
But yeah, then they showed the From Software game, the Shadows Die Twice.
Which one is that?
The
The first ninja one, or is it the one with the grappling hook?
yeah, it's the one with the
Yes.
the one,
good game.
The one with the dude who vomited on his sword and it was like acid and he started cutting the dude.
Yeah, the one with the roof physics. That was a good game.
It looks like another. You look at that game, you're like, yes, this looks like a Dark Souls
Yeah.
Bloodborne game, but it looks like faster than Bloodborne was.
That's exactly what I want.
yeah, like it looks cool. Like, and it looks like
I want a Bloodborne light.
Bloodborne light.
I just want to feel good, but in the mechanics of Bloodborne,
Yeah.
but not in the mechanics of Bloodborne.
Did you not like Bloodborne?
I did not. No. No. I didn't invest as much as I could.
I'm about 10 hours into it. I hopped off because just other games came out. I've been meaning to go back to it.
Yeah.
I feel like those games, if you don't play them, like if you take like a week break, it's hard to get back into those games because the systems on those games are so like fine tuned and like you have to like those games are so hard and you have to wrap your mind around that.
Yeah.
And also the way of like dodging and like the way to counterattack and parry.
I hate grinding in like any game that's just like fighting people for grinding is terrible. But like I don't know. I was grinding a lot in Skyrim this weekend, so I'm thinking about like I do like grinding in a sense in where it's like the goal is more tangible and like the means to that grind is multi-stepped or like multifaceted. So like if you're doing like grinding smithing or grinding like enchanting or whatever in Skyrim, you're like doing multiple things. You're hunting, you're gathering materials to build this thing, and you got your loop. But like in Bloodborne, I just felt like the loop was you kill the guy, okay, now you're back. Now you kill the guy again, and you go back.
Okay,
I
can see that. I mean, it's a style game that's not for everyone.
Yeah.
But I think from what we saw of that gameplay for Shadows Die Twice, like it definitely looks a lot more fast.
I also don't like the people that played. That's a joke. I'm just kidding.
I love y'all.
I love me.
I think that game looks cool. I'm interested to see more of that. They showed Division 2. I think it was the game.
I was too hyped for that.
Too hyped for that.
I was the only one who was cheering for Division 2.
You played a lot of the first one, right?
Yeah. Yep.
Mm-hmm. So I didn't play the first Division. So when I saw it, this looks more like the first. This looks like the Division 1.
There were some
major. Like, did it look like there were major differences?
Like there were not huge mechanical. There were mechanical differences, and like combat stuff was a little different. Movement system was the same, which is good because it was good, good movement. They were adding like new classes or whatever. The actual abilities are different and more tuned. So they're I always like that in like sequels to games of when they're changing the main abilities that you had from the first one. So there's something a little different. So your play style has to change. So it does feel more like you're hopping in a new game.
Well, they have to do that because with that style of game, if they don't, it just feels like it would feel like just a DLC expansion or something.
I felt that with Bloons Tower Defense. Carving back to that. When they re-release. All their Bloons Towers are different. All their upgrade systems are new. So it feels fresh when games do that.
I like to imagine that like they show like a Bloons Tower Defense game at EA. You're like, and you're just in the audience like, this is the same one.
Yeah.
I see those assets.
Yeah, jeez. They switched to 3D this year, so it's exciting. But
I just put in my notes after that. Microsoft getting into that Japanese market.
Microsoft. Oh my God.
They had a lot of like stuff you wouldn't expect out of Microsoft conference.
Freaking. Oh God, I can't even remember his name. Who's CEO of Xbox?
Phil.
It's Phil Spencer, right?
Yeah.
Phil Spencer. He talked to who? Oh God, I had this all written down and I lost all the notes. It was him and what's his name? Who? You know what? It doesn't matter. They got in a boat. They went to Japan. They got their cannons out. They shot their cannons. The cannons were full of money, and they bought the studios.
Mm-hmm.
They don't care about cultural norms. All they care about is cold, hard cash.
Well,
and they bought them.
That's not. I don't. Okay, no.
That's how business works.
I'm sure they paid some Japanese developers. Like, hey, let's show
boat.
Let's show the trailer for your game at our conference, and that's how they got the Kingdom Hearts 3 trailer.
Yeah. God,
you were excited for that Kingdom Hearts trailer.
It's because I kept imagining that video on YouTube. I don't think did I ever show you the naked Russian pirate who dances to the Pirates of the Caribbean theme?
I think you did. Yeah. Now I'm thinking about it. That sounds really.
You probably
cool.
blocked that out of your memory.
Yeah,
because like really he tries to censor the lower half.
Yeah.
He's like spinning like helicopter dick.
Yeah,
and
I don't.
I was thinking of that, but like with Sora, it was terrible.
All right,
it was a Keyblade. It wasn't a dick. It was safe for work.
I'm gonna transition out of this.
More Kingdom Hearts.
It was weird. It's weird to not weird, I should say, but like it's cool to see Microsoft having those games at their conference because even though when you think of the Xbox, it's a very like Western console and a Western company.
It's almost like they're the only company that survived the initial wave of the attacks, and they're like your last hope. So yeah,
it's cool to see stuff like hey, we're gonna have Kingdom Hearts on. We're gonna have this weird weeb shit
Hearts.
on our game. We're gonna have this Tales of Vesperia remake on our stage.
Crazy.
It's so weird, and they had this weird anime intro thing with this J-pop song on there, and then they showed Jump Force with like Naruto and One Piece and the Death Note guy fighting each other.
I need a moment. Need a moment for Jump Force.
Self reflection.
Oh man,
I will say I saw some gameplay of that after the fact. Does not look that good.
I still have Ultimate Ninja Storm 4 on 360, so I'm good. I'm good. I don't need you to criticize any of my Japanese fighting games.
Well, let's talk about a really good Japanese game that looked really good. Devil May Cry 5.
Yeah, it did.
That was a really good trailer.
That was a good trailer.
That was a really good trailer.
I kept seeing GIFs go on afterwards of like, hey, freaking Microsoft is making a new skate game. And it was that clip of Dante riding the arm.
It was really good. That trailer had a really good song in it as well. Then the developers of the game came out and basically kind of trashed on the Ninja Theory Devil May Cry game. Like, we're making a true sequel to Devil May Cry. It's like, hey, that Ninja Theory game was
They're like,
good.
didn't they buy Ninja Theory? Aren't we all part of the same team now?
Well, I guess let's transition that. Microsoft bought Ninja Theory.
Yeah, Microsoft bought Ninja Theory.
That's such a weird sentence. I don't know why that's so weird to me. Like, Microsoft, they're throwing around some money.
Microsoft is... Oh, Steve Ballmer. It was Steve Ballmer and Phil Spencer. They went to Japan together.
And that's where they shot the money at
the money cannons.
Well, they bought 5 studios. They bought Ninja Theory. They bought... There's 2 that were not really surprising: Playground Games and Undead Labs, who did Forza and
because they were like pretty much 360. Not 360, but like Microsoft exclusive. For a while.
Yeah. So what that wasn't. I honestly thought they both were already Microsoft Studios games. But it'll be cool to see those developers do stuff under a bigger budget. Yeah. And then they bought the We Happy Pew people.
It's just so crazy.
That is weird.
It's so crazy. What? Oh God. Is that game? Can you count that game as success? What?
Well, it's coming out. I thought that game was like just gonna be like one of those early access games forever. But like they're actually like making it like a story game now.
Were there like updates, like constant patches to that?
I don't know.
Were they communicating? Because like I felt like they came out of nowhere again.
Well, I guess they would have to for this game to come out because like when they showed that trailer game, it looked like an actual like single player game.
Yeah. That was really weird.
It is really weird. I mean, hey, good on them because like when I first saw the gameplay for We Happy, I was like, this is not the type of game I want to play.
Yeah.
But if they can make like a cool pseudo BioShock kind of game, like that'd be really cool because that game had a really strong showing
either last E3 or the one before.
It also has one of the dopest logo animations.
That was a really good. That was a really good. Like,
yeah,
I want to like
just the face mask cracking.
Yeah, show me that After Effects file. I want to look at that. But then they announced that new studio, Impulsion or something.
Wait, what is the new studio?
The initiative. The initiative. Yeah, they just said like, yo, it's in Santa Monica. It's just a new studio they founded.
It's just there to troll Sony. They're in the same. Just imagine them in the same office building as Sony, Santa Monica.
Yeah.
Just like, hey, what you got over there? Got that God of War?
So, and then Microsoft announces, so we're making it.
They put Ninja Theory in that office.
So yeah, it's cool that Microsoft's getting kind of aggressive.
Yeah.
And buying studios and getting behind.
It's cool to hear company news happening at E3 again.
Exactly.
Makes you feel like a big boy.
I know. I was expecting like, are we gonna start seeing some charts, some PowerPoint presentations? I think the most exciting thing about all those accusations for me was Ninja Theory getting to make a game with a big budget.
Yeah.
That, like, to me, that's the most, especially after playing like Hellblade and Enslaved and Devil May Cry, which are all great games.
They made Enslaved, right? Yeah.
Yeah, great game.
Love that monkey.
It's gonna be cool to see them make like a really awesome game because they always make super unique stuff.
They didn't make I Am Alive, did they?
No.
Who made I Am Alive?
They're not alive anymore.
That's terrible. We're terrible.
Yeah, it's all right. They show.
I think at one point in my life I said that was better than The Last of Us. I need to take that back. Not now though.
That's a claim.
Yeah. Here were the hottest of takes.
I'm just gonna lightning round some of these stuff.
Yeah.
Just because there's not much to say about it. Session, that skateboarding game. Everyone thought it was Skate 4.
Yep.
And it wasn't. It's cool that they're making a skateboarding game. I think there's a market for that. Because it's been a while since a good one has come out.
HD was so good. HD was a really good Sony.
Which one?
Tony Hawk. Tony Hawk HD. It was an arcade.
The XBLA one or whatever.
Yeah.
I Skate 3. It's on backwards compatibility. I played that, or I've been going back to that recently. It's still a good game. It's really good. They should make a Skate 4.
They should.
Forza Horizon 4 looks really, really good.
Yeah.
Those games really show really well.
I was excited for that hover tank.
Dude, when that boat came in, I was like, hell yeah.
Yeah.
The Horizon games compared to like the Forza Motorsport games, the Horizon games like are fun.
Yeah.
Like those games know how
and
to.
we're not even talking about Gran Turismo.
Did.
There's like, okay, so on the scale, there's like from real life, there's Gran Turismo, and then in like arcade, like sort of real life, there's like Forza. And then there's Horizon, and then there's Burnout Paradise.
Burnout Paradise is the best racing game that come out in the past, like,
ever. Yeah.
Ever.
Come at me, Mario Kart.
Yes. Burnout Paradise is a better game than any Mario Kart. I will take that to my grave.
I want to see you fight some people.
I will fight anyone with that. They showed Cuphead DLC, which got me really excited because Cuphead's a really, really good game.
Cuphead's good.
Did you play it?
No, I watch people play it.
Okay.
I don't like playing hard games.
Well,
I don't got time for that. I got enough stress in my life.
Well, I bet you have time to play Tunic, which looks really cool.
I would if it was on the Switch.
You're the guy who's like DMing that developer on Twitter, like, hey, we're on Switch.
That's me and Kevin Cole every time he talked about Hack.
Put that Fox on Switch.
Dude, the moment they announced that did we ever talk about Game Maker allowing like exports to Switch?
Well, I think we should get to that
later.
Okay,
we'll get to that later. Okay.
We're still on Microsoft. We have like 9 other press conferences.
Yeah.
They showed Just Cause 4. It's just more Just Cause. And then they started going to stuff like that fast start stuff and being able to play like console games on your phone. They talked about that for a little bit.
That was really weird to see.
It was like an old school press conference almost. Like,
that was like transforming.
And then they talked about Microsoft AI or something. Like it got really weird.
That's cool to see. That's the closest we got to hearing about like teraflops or whatever.
Mm-hmm. But then that was a transition to Cyberpunk.
The transition, the outro.
Yeah, that was a good.
That was the Marvel ending.
Exactly. I'm typically not big on like, even though they said it was in-game footage, like big like CGI trailers, or because like I want to see the game. That Cyberpunk trailer was really cool.
I've been rewatching that Prey 2 trailer, that cinematic, for like the last like 4 or 5 years.
How does it compare to the Cyberpunk trailer?
It's the same. It's the vibe. The
Oh,
vibe
same
is there.
vibe. Okay.
I mean, Cyberpunk has more of an edge to it.
Yeah.
For sure. But like, it's still the feels are there. Although I still want to Prey 2. I still want a real Prey 2. Arcane Studios, not that Prey 2. Not my Prey 2.
It's a good Prey game.
It's a good Prey game, just not my Prey game.
But Cyberpunk look really cool.
Yeah.
I was really impressed by what I saw as far as like creating a vibe and like
For sure.
especially when you think about like what The Witcher is like this is such a totally different like vibe and aesthetic and like
I feel like we've been lacking in that freaking Shadowrun feel in that cyberpunk.
Well, it's like a Blade Runner game if Blade Runner wasn't boring. You know what I mean?
Have you played any Shadowrun games?
I think I played a little bit of the Xbox 360 one, but like not enough to like have like an opinion on it.
They are it's pretty much that. It's like the Bright movie.
Oh, really?
It's the same story except not bad. But yeah, it's all super cyberpunky and it's cool. And I'm excited. I'm excited for more cyberpunk because we need to get David Cage out of here. We need to erase Detroit.
Well,
we need some stuff to segue away from that.
On that note, but Microsoft had a really strong showing, I felt, this year. I think the strongest out of all the
E3. For sure.
Like as far as like just coming in and being like, "Yo, we got games. What's up?" I think they really brought it this year. Yeah. They also had like the most traditional EA or E3 conference this year, if you think about it.
Yeah, they had people come up, they had talked. Yeah. Same old.
But anyways, that was Microsoft.
Reliable.
That was Bethesda. Bethesda came out and
was this the second year they had a concert?
I think this is a concert. This is the first year they had a concert.
Is it really? I thought they had one last year in their Bethesda.
Well, they had a conference, but
they had a concert afterwards. That's what I was thinking.
Yeah. So this is their third conference.
Not hearing people vibe out to Andrew WK was sad.
It was really sad because Andrew WK is a great artist,
really
but it was really funny seeing all the people just music. Okay, live performance music at E3 has never gone well. It's never gone well.
Save that for the Game Awards.
I just remember they cut to this one dude who looks like the director of the Tekken games, just sitting there and not giving
That's technically
a fuck.
not racist.
Like, my God. And then they transitioned into, they showed Rage 2 stuff, which was, that gameplay demo they showed has a completely different vibe, I feel, to all their marketing.
I went back to play some of the first Rage again on PC, which it was like $250 on the Steam sale. And I was like, because I remember like liking that game a lot.
Yeah.
Like more than Borderlands. That was like my favorite. Like when those two came out, I was more towards the Rage, the real
Team Rage.
But I realized it was because it was Western. It was more Western feeling. And like the vibe.
Well,
like,
does the vibe of the Rage 2 stuff is it similar to the first one? Well, I think like because like when you think about the marketing so far for Rage 2, it's been very like they put Andrew WK music.
They're going away from tribal and more towards anarchy.
Well, from the vibe I got from the marketing stuff for Rage 2, it felt like fun Mad Max almost. Yeah. But that gameplay demo, they were talking about the government's gone rogue. Like
that was crazy,
like, weird stuff.
I was like, "That's my Rage." I remember that,
and I was like, I was not into that.
Yeah.
As far as like the combat and stuff, like that all looks cool. It looks like there's a cool variety of weapons and like there's cool, combat like arenas.
They just need to. I don't know. They need to choose one or the other because they're just. I would like a real vibe. People would want a more Borderlands-y, like fun vibe.
Well, I don't mind if they would go into a more serious vibe as long as they would commit to one.
Yeah, that's the problem. Is they're not committing to either. So
it's a weird in between. It's like it's the problem that I had with Watch Dogs 2, where like they wanted to have like this super like crazy like we're kids having fun, but then it'd be like you would have like an AK-47 and just like smoking fools.
That game would have been perfect if you played it like me and didn't use a gun, just freaking stun gun the whole time. It's a different experience.
Yeah. But that's coming up.
Yeah.
This year?
Yes. It should be. No. That's a spring release.
Is it really?
I'm pretty sure that's another spring release.
Well, add it to
all
the
of
list.
Bethesda spring release.
Add it to the list.
No, Fallout's Fallout in the fall.
Fallout's this year. We'll get to that in a second. Yeah. They showed stuff like that Elder Scrolls card game. They talked about it for a little.
I almost hopped back into Scrolls again. Into that again.
Oh, really?
After playing some Skyrim, I was like, "This. I kind of want to see where this goes."
Yeah.
But I didn't because I'm a smart person.
All right.
No, I'm straight dissing. No, I'm just kidding. I'll pay for an ESO account. I'll do it right now. Bet.
Well, they talked a little bit at ESO about the expansion, and then they didn't have the wooing lady this year.
That guy was too hyped this year for what he was saying.
He was hoping.
He was hoping. Yeah, he was hoping for it.
Wooing lady would back her up, but she wasn't there. She passed out during the Andrew WK performance.
Oh, okay. His wife definitely like left him the week before. So no, I'm just kidding.
He seems like a nice guy.
You're a good guy. You're a good guy.
They announced Doom Eternal.
Doom Eternal.
Doom Eternal.
Doom Eternal.
Sequel to Doom.
Yep. Good shotgun. Company of good shotguns.
They showed that shotgun.
Yeah.
They didn't show much outside that CG trailer. They showed they're actually going to show gameplay at QuakeCon, which made me go, maybe I should go to QuakeCon.
Yeah, it's like maybe I've never gone to QuakeCon. I'm like, where's QuakeCon?
Yeah,
it's down the street. Oh,
it's literally around the corner.
Oh.
Like, I should go to QuakeCon.
Huh?
But then I'm like, do I want to go to QuakeCon?
Yeah, it's like you got work at school that week.
Yeah, no, I got to be back on a Monday.
It's like ain't about that life.
But no, I Doom that remake was my game of the year that year. So I'm really excited to see what they do with a new one.
It was a good year.
It was a really good year. Yeah, I'm excited. I wish we saw more, but it's cool for them to go like, yo, we're doing this. They showed a bunch of Prey DLC.
Yeah, they did.
Which all look cool. I didn't beat Prey. I wish I did, but I didn't.
I didn't even play it. I wanted to.
It's a game like Dishonored where like I get why these games are super popular, but I always like cap out after like 5-6 hours.
It's first person puzzle game.
Immersive sim.
Puzzle survival.
Immersive sim.
It's what they call it.
It's
Is
what
that
they
really
call
with
it.
it?
It's what they call like the Deus Ex games.
Deus Ex isn't isn't an immersive.
Yeah, it is.
It's like a shooter. It's like a strategy shooter.
It's a game where like we're gonna talk about this later.
Okay.
We're
gonna get into a semantics battle.
They announced a bunch of Wolfenstein DLC.
I'm so hyped for that.
Yeah.
Oh god.
Youngblood looks really cool.
Yeah.
Wolfenstein New Colossus was awesome.
I did not
game.
play the DLC for New Colossus because I was really upset that they did that they didn't do like actual animation for the cutscenes, and like I played for those cutscenes.
Oh really? They didn't?
Like they're all comic book pages.
Oh, that's lame.
And I was like, dang.
That's always so lame.
Yeah.
Oh, that's lame.
Because those were some of the best cutscenes. That was cool. It was awesome.
Wolfenstein 2 was just for video game storytelling.
Yeah.
It went places that
Yeah.
games just don't go.
It should.
And
We need a Katrina game.
Well, let me talk about Solitude from the EA.
Oh, man.
They also announced that Wolfenstein VR game. Cyberpilot.
Yeah.
Whatever that's going to be.
I want to see what that is. I'm glad Bethesda's still keeping the VR dream alive.
Yeah, their VR stuff hasn't done much for me, but it's cool that they're supporting it.
They're the only like AAA that's putting stuff out.
Mm-hmm. And then Fallout 76. That was the big one of EA. So it's officially.
I was like ready to buy that limited edition, and I was like, not for that much.
Isn't it $200?
Yes,
That's a lot.
That's a lot for a special edition.
But you get that sweet helmet.
That's not. I paid like $120 for a Pip-Boy. That's as much as I'm gonna.
Did you use it?
We've used it here.
Yeah, they came out. It's a multiplayer game. Their first Fallout big multiplayer game. They kind of confirmed a lot of stuff that a lot of people were wondering. Like, were you able to play it single player? They said yes.
The fact that there's no NPCs is worrying.
It's weird that like it makes sense because like, hey, it is a multiplayer game. Like I imagine that's really hard to code or you just get to work. Well, in the way that Fallout games are.
No, because they always have that cheap workaround where they just make them immortal immortal beings.
Well, not so much as that, but as far as like, you wouldn't want like 24 dudes huddling around one NPC and trying to get the quests on like saying,
MMO.
Well, I don't know. I just don't see.
Maybe you get messages. Maybe you do that.
I just don't see it working in that style of game to me. And because they talk about you get
no NPCs might not mean no characters.
No, sure, yeah, we don't know. Well, they said that it was going to be a lot of like animatronics and like robots and stuff. But they also said that you would get the quest from like the overseer of the vault you're in, which makes sense from a story.
That overseer sounds like a robot. I think it's a robot.
Oh my god. I still have a lot of questions about it. I'm curious because they said like you wouldn't lose progress if like another player like killed you.
Yeah.
But like, how does like what's like the like what's the consequence of
What's the consequence?
of like dying or losing progress? Like what's loss from death?
It's probably restarting at if you don't have a save point or if they destroy your bed or something. It's a Minecraft.
But then like I don't know. Like I feel like there's no weight to it then.
Is that not enough?
I don't know. I guess I would have to
because it's all about base building, right? So if you die, you can't defend your base and you lose it.
But they even said like you can, you have preset. They have that thing where you pre-save your bases and stuff. There's just a lot of systems where I'm just curious how what's Bethesda's approach to making these things.
I'm pretty sure because those like freaking monsters that attack your base can destroy the base.
But then you have that thing that follows you around and has basically a copy of your base.
Yeah, but that would probably take materials to fix.
Maybe
they have an economy.
Maybe it is. Maybe there is an economy where you're exchanging base materials or, XYZ.
We just don't know what the end goal is.
Yeah. What's the end goal? Is there do you win? You know what I mean? There's just a lot of questions. I'm curious about it. Especially this would be Bethesda's first multiplayer game, and especially in the style of games that they make. How does it work? Will it crash? When is it going to crash? How many times is it going to crash? I just have a lot of questions about it. I know my friend, he got into Fallout 4 and he went back and played Fallout 3. And he was not interested in anything that was showing from 76.
I was not happy with Fallout 3 trying to get that started again on my computer.
Oh, really?
It had to run Windows games live.
It doesn't just run off.
It's not working for me.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, Fallout 4 is a good game. Fallout 4 was fun. Fallout 3 was good.
Fallout 4 is an okay game.
You didn't play it enough.
I put
you didn't
100 hours.
Put the right mods into it. Got to play realistic firearms. Got to play deadly everything.
Nah.
Make it. Put Ranger mode on it. It's great.
But yeah, that Fallout 76 is coming out this year.
Yeah.
It'll be big. It's good. That's gonna be a huge game.
Yeah, for sure.
There's no argument there. Didn't they announce that Elder Scrolls mobile game, Blades?
Yeah, I was hyped for that.
The weirdest thing about it, it looks like a cool game.
Yeah.
The weirdest thing was they announced cross multiplayer across different platforms, and it's they show you can fight a dude in VR.
I'm gonna crush some kids on mobile.
It's
so
VR.
hyped. Oh yeah, oh man, that's the future. That's some Ready Player One stuff right there. That is gonna use my freaking wealth to beat someone in a game. I have a job.
It's cool that works, or if it works, that's really cool that it works. It's just, why would you do that? Can you imagine being the guy on mobile fighting the guy in VR? That's fucked.
It's I am Percival. I can feel the tea bags.
You're on your iPhone or whatever, and you see a guy coming at you, and the swords are going 360
They do some
degrees.
Realistic martial arts, and they just that character animation just goes crazy.
Backflips in front of you, and you're just swiping like crazy.
So the VR Pro, the freaking the Vive Pro, you can't beat it.
And a dude playing on a PS4 is just watching the corner, I don't even want to touch this.
Can you imagine mobile just dropping frames and this kid's going crazy on VR? Oh God, that's great.
I imagine a kid playing on a Samsung Galaxy S3 and playing against a guy in a Vive. I'm excited to see that YouTube
Can you imagine
highlight.
someone in a Gear VR and someone in a Steam VR, a Vive? Oh God, that'd be great.
I'm excited to see that stuff. But outside of that, I think it looks like a cool mobile game. It looks like a really cool mobile game. They showed it you playing in portrait mode and stuff.
Yeah, they wanted you to play it with one hand.
Yeah, that's really, really cool. And the menus and stuff orientated correctly, and that's really cool. Yeah, I'm really curious to see how that works. And then they announced there are 2 upcoming games, Starfield and Elder Scrolls 6.
Yeah. Yeah.
They officially said, "Hey, shut up about asking us."
What's
about
coming first? Starfield's first. Right?
Starfield's gotta be first.
Yeah, cool.
I was actually talking to someone in one of my classes, and they were thinking Starfield's next year and Elder Scrolls the year after that. I'm like, you clearly don't know anything about how these games are. If you think Starfield is a next year game,
oh man, yeah, no. When was Fallout 3 and Fallout 4? No, Fallout New Vegas to Fallout 4 was what? Even that was 5-6 years, wasn't it? Or 7 years?
3, 4, not 7.
No. New Vegas to 4?
New Vegas was a year, 2010, and Fallout 4 was 2015. So 5 years. 5 years.
Yeah,
you're right.
Because like I remember like being a huge gap for like those games, and like that's not even the same studio.
Yeah.
So like having the same studio, oh man,
Well,
it's gonna be a while.
Skyrim
came out what 2011, 2012.
Yeah, 2011. Well, it's the thing with like Bethesda for Starfield, like that's Bethesda Game Studios.
Yeah,
that's the A team. They're
yeah,
and then Elder Scrolls 6, you would assume that's also the A team.
So, yeah,
like they're gonna take their time getting those games right because if they put out a quote unquote bad Elder Scrolls game, people will be very upset.
Yeah. No, they can just say it's the ESO team.
It's the ESO team.
No, they're great games. I swear. You have a good marriage. I'm sorry. Those are good people. Don't hate me.
I'm very excited to see Bethesda have a new IP.
Yeah. For sure. A space IP, sci-fi.
Yeah.
More sci-fi stuff.
Well, like the Fallout aesthetic and world is so cool.
Yeah.
But I want to see Bethesda and Todd Howard's team like create their own world.
Yeah.
Like this is completely from the ground up, their thing. Like
it's taking out ZeniMax.
Coming for the check.
Yeah.
But Bethesda, they had us a solid conference.
Yeah.
I feel like Bethesda's bigger problem with their conference for a while was that they kept showing like the same like 6 games.
Yeah.
Year. And in this case, they kind of did, but there was still some meaty stuff.
I mean, they got the franchises. They're harping on the franchises.
Yeah.
And like
still waiting on Wet 2. Still waiting.
You're gonna be waiting for a while.
Yeah. Square Enix had a conference, and everyone was thinking, "Hey, Square Enix hasn't had a conference in a while. They gotta have some stuff to show."
Has it really been a while?
It's been a while, like 2 years.
Okay.
They didn't have shit. To be honest,
they're gonna show Final Fantasy VII again.
Well, not again. They're gonna show Final Fantasy VII.
The Switch port now of the original.
No, the only port.
Yeah, the only port.
Yeah, man. Like I look at my notes, like it's stuff. Like they showed Kingdom Hearts 3, another trailer. Kingdom Hearts 3 was at every conference.
Yeah.
They showed Shadow of the Tomb Raider gameplay. It looks like more Tomb Raider. Not that it looks bad. It looks like more Tomb Raider.
Yeah.
They showed the new Dragon Quest game. Like that looks. I want to play a Dragon Quest game. I might play this one. I don't know. They showed another trailer for that Captain Spirit game. That's like the prequel to the second Life is Strange game with the kid. And
that was cool.
That looks cool.
Yeah. Wait, that was at a Squares conference?
Yeah, that was at Squares.
What?
Life is Strange is a Square.
Is it really?
Yeah.
I did not know that. That's crazy.
That's the craziest thing.
That makes a lot of sense. I was like, the writing I don't like in Life is Strange. I was like, I wonder why. Oh my God. It's all connected. David Cage, Life is Strange. Oh my God. Detroit. That's what the lines are the same lines as Kingdom Hearts. It's all there. Sorry, I got too excited.
They also showed.
I was having a conspiracy moment.
Yeah, you stood up.
Yeah, I did. I slammed the desk.
You almost ran to the door, and I almost about to grab you to stop you.
Please, what?
They showed stuff from Octopath Traveler, which looks dope.
Yeah. Oh my God,
that game looks so cool.
I immediately downloaded that prequel.
Have you played it?
Not yet.
Okay.
Yeah.
I played the first demo they released like a year ago.
Yeah.
Wasn't that good? But people said
Is that the one that's on there?
No. There's 2 demos.
Okay.
I had the one that first came out a while ago. It was okay.
Did it look amazing?
It looked amazing.
Okay.
That game looks amazing, dude. Especially like it looks good in handheld mode.
Have you ever played Minecraft with like have you ever played Minecraft with like the mod the whatever called
I didn't
like
like
the filters?
Minecraft, so.
Okay. I need to show you some screenshots of like how like the modded versions of Minecraft look with like photorealism.
Well, unlike Minecraft,
Or photo lighting.
Well, unlike Minecraft, Octopath Travel looks like a good game. And yeah, it looks dope. I'm really super excited for that game. Comes out next month.
Yeah.
They also showed a trailer for Nier on Xbox, which it's cool that game's on Xbox and more people get to play that game because that game's really cool.
Is that not on Xbox?
No, it was only on PlayStation and PC.
Is that on Switch?
They showed like Just Cause 4. To me, like the most thing I got excited for from Squares was that Quiet Man game.
Quiet Man? Which one is that?
Oh, Rudy.
I didn't see the Square conference.
Square's making an FMV game.
Oh, it's the Elijah Cage game.
No, it's a different one.
Did I say Elijah Cage?
Yeah, you said Elijah
Wood.
No, it's a different. This is a Square IP.
Oh my God.
They show it's like this FMV like footage of like.
Wait, is this the dad or the one with the?
No. This dude's like in an alley and he's like punks or whatever, or like just in his alley and they're like, hey, I don't remember the exact trailer, but it's like it's an SMV scene where like these punks are about to fight this guy
and then it transitions into the gameplay. Like it falls on like Metal Gear Solid 4, like the transition from cutscene to gameplay.
Yes!
But it's FMV video into in-game footage.
Oh man!
And like
that's my capstone.
I got so excited. I got
so good.
So excited. I'm like, can you like a big budget FMV game that's not like a shitty Need for Speed game or something? Oh.
The shooting. Let me bust out the Ari Alexa so I can shoot my FMV game.
It looks like I got legitimately excited when I saw that.
Modern times are great,
but that was all from Squares. Like it was a very lackluster. I thought they were going to show that Avengers game that Crystal Dynamics was working on, but they didn't.
Yeah. Did that get canceled?
No, it's in the works. They just haven't said anything about it.
Okay. Okay, I see how it is for now. For now.
Then Ubisoft had their thing. They opened Just Dance in that sketchy ass alley.
The bear was no longer there.
No, he was there.
Wait, no, he was grown back. That's what it was.
Well, yeah,
he had unmelted.
He unmelted. My favorite thing about the Just Dance thing was like no one came out and said like, "Hey, Just Dance is back." They just like, "Hey, let's have a dance number and walk off the stage."
No, you know what it is.
You know what it is. Yeah, exactly. Ubisoft's entire thing, they didn't really show much new stuff outside of like Assassin's Creed. They announced a lot of stuff or showed a lot of stuff that we already knew was out. To me, the most interesting thing about it was the hit record stuff with Beyond Good and Evil. That's such a weird thing.
I like how I immediately called it. I was right. Everyone's hating on it. You don't charge people to make stuff for your game. It's crazy.
It's just so weird. Like, okay, so last year is when Beyond Good and Evil like came back, right? They said, "Hey, we're making this game. It's really early in development." They showed like really pre-alpha stuff, and it's like, okay, this is an early off game, cool, whatever. This year they showed another trailer. It's like, okay, we'll see the advancements and stuff. The gameplay, the stuff they showed didn't look that much different to me from what they showed last year. And then they have Joseph Gordon-Levitt come out and talk about, hey, come make assets for our game. Come make the soundtrack for our game. And like, it comes off as Ubisoft not really funding or hiring a team to make this game.
They had to put all their money towards Shenmue 3.
Yeah. They believed in it. They saw the Kickstarter.
Yeah.
It's just weird. It's just so weird to me.
Yeah.
And it's like the idea that like you're gonna like, because like it's one thing
It's
to
the
like
ultimate form of capitalism.
It's like one way to it's like a form of crowdfunding, but not giving money to the developers to make the game. It's the developers asking people, hey, come.
But they're not paying them.
Yeah. It's like, well, it's like, how do you, okay, assumingly, like, a bunch of people are going to make stuff for this game. How do you decide what gets in and what doesn't? Like, and for the people that do, is it like, oh, you pick the best one and then you pay them? Do you take everything and just pay, like, what, like, how does this work? Like, it's just so weird and just, like, it's very, just, I just never seen this with a game before.
Oh my god! Could you just imagine Joseph Gordon-Levitt as the art director for that game? Just like, okay, God, I gotta do this.
Then it brings the question: what does the credits look like for that game?
Yeah.
Is it like a Kickstarter movie where like you just have like names for like 20 minutes? Like,
just there's so much sketch in that concept.
I mean, they're behind it still. Like, they're still. I don't even know how do you submit stuff? Like, do you just submit stuff on the website or whatever? It just came off to me like. It seems like this game is not coming out for a very long time. And not that, like, and you look at that CG trailer and it looks awesome. Like, the animation in that trailer, it's not gameplay, but, like, as far as, like, creating a vibe, like, it looks really cool. But, like, that kind of message in front of this big Ubisoft game, like, it's Ubisoft. You can't, like, I don't know. It just came off as really just an odd way to show that game.
It's just like the ultimate level. It's the ultimate version of like saying, hey, do it for exposure.
Yeah, totally.
It's the ultimate version of that to artists.
Yeah.
Like, you have an industry of so many capable people for it, and like they just don't want to.
And I even understand to a certain point, like, hey, like, even though it's easier now than ever to make a game, like it's hard to get exposure. Like, it just seems like, why would I make assets for this game that I might not get credit for, or seemingly not get credit for, or even compensation for, when I could just make my own thing?
Yeah.
Like, it just came off as very sketchy.
We need more stable jobs in the industry. Can't be like making freelance all the time. It's how people go crazy.
It was just weird.
Yeah.
Especially it was just a weird way to present that.
I don't trust Joseph Gordon-Levitt.
He was good in Inception.
He did not direct that movie.
No, he didn't. Nah, I was wrong. Then they spent a lot of time, not a lot of time, but they showed stuff about Rainbow Six Siege. That game makes a lot of money from.
Brian was happy. That's all that matters.
Brian was happy. They showed, and that's like a documentary or whatever. They showed a new Trials game, which it looks like the most like back to form Trials.
Yes. Did he go too out there in the last one?
Yeah.
Blood Dragon?
Blood Dragon, yes. I think Blood Dragon's like straight up a bad game.
Oh, really?
I think it's a bad game.
Oh, I never played so.
Because it has like the trial stuff of like
Yeah.
you doing flips and stuff, but it also has like run and gun sections.
That's terrible.
And like it controls the exact same way as you
As a
controlling the bike.
Trials game? That's
yeah,
weird.
it's really weird and it's not good.
Dang. That is tragic.
But Trials Rising looks like what I would want out of a new Trials game.
Yeah.
So, then they showed more Divisions 2 stuff. They showed the Mario Rabbids DLC. Skull and Bones. It's coming out eventually.
Crazy. I don't know. Dang,
Then they showed Elijah Wood's VR game, Transference.
Kojima came out on stage. He's like, "This is the ultimate form of transferring." And then Elijah Wood showed up. It was great. It was great. Good show.
Perhaps my favorite moment out of the entire thing was the Starlink section.
Yep.
With the Star Fox crossover, where they had Miyamoto come back, and then they gave is that his name?
The French dude.
Yeah.
His name.
He comes out on stage and he goes, "Miyamoto, my friend," and
He's
Miyamoto
the
gets up,
freaking
and that
CEO
dude took that dude took Miyamoto's seat.
Yeah.
That was my favorite part. I laughed so hard. I'm curious of how Starlink is going to work in a world where Nintendo Labo did not sell as well as Nintendo Hope.
Man, did it not?
Mm-mm.
Oh dang, that's
Or at very least, like you don't hear about it.
yeah.
I would expect like
Starlink. Like, I mean, how is Skylanders doing?
we don't sell them anymore at work.
Oh no, that's unfortunate.
Well, I think we sell some, but like a lot of them are going on clearance.
Hmm.
It's actually kind of depressing to see on
yeah.
the clearance end cap just like a stock of Skylanders. You see Spyro.
Games and toys are no longer
Mm-hmm.
as strong as they used to be.
Yeah.
That's unfortunate.
I mean,
But these are cool toys now.
I mean, yeah, it's like
The
a spaceship.
ships,
There's
yeah.
fucking spaceships. You put it in your controller and you like fucking shake it
I'll
around.
buy it. I'll buy a spaceship.
You just buy the ship, not the game.
Yeah, just saw the like those EVE Online players that buy like the models for their ships.
Yeah. They showed For Honor and Crew 2 stuff. Not much to say about that.
Yep, For
And
Honor
then-
is For Honor.
Then they showed Assassin's Creed Odyssey. They showed gameplay of that. It looks like it's very similar to Origins in a lot of way. It looked beautiful.
Looks cool.
Like that engine
Yeah.
looks really great. Like they can tell they know how to make those cities and make them look really, really good
Got water for days.
for days. I kind of hope that they would take another year off of those games, just because I feel like that extra year helped Origins be the game that it was.
Need to bring back some modern day stuff. I need to know what's going on. Did they have any of that in the? No, they had some of that in the Assassin's Creed Origins, right?
I didn't
Of like an
play
Animus.
all of it, but like I think
Did an Animus show up in Origins?
I've always seen Assassin's Creed like Lost, where
Yeah.
they had a basic idea, but then at a certain point they're just writing it as they go. But Odyssey looks cool. It looks like a very well done one of those.
Yeah.
That comes out this year, and that was Ubisoft's
I want some more Animus. I want to play more games where I get to be a game designer in the game.
in the game.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that was really cool in Black Flag, right?
Black Flag.
Yeah, you make your assets for hit record, and
Yeah, and you just you log into work 9 to 5, and,
Mhm.
go
and
home.
you can only afford jars of peanut butter to feed yourself.
That's when you take off the VR headset.
And you're playing super hot. But yeah, Ubisoft, I felt like their conference as a whole, it was just them showing stuff that we already knew existed for the most
Yeah.
part,
Yeah.
which I felt like that was a lot of companies. Like Sony, Sony by far had the weirdest conference out of everyone.
Sony pulled a Kanye this year and took me to church.
Well, they took you to church, made you leave the church,
Yeah, they
brought
did
you
make
into
me
a
leave the
bigger
church.
building, and made you sit there and watch a man play a flute.
Yeah,
Yeah, Sony had like they opened with like everyone packed into this weird like church.
Sony, yeah.
And then it was a weird showing for them.
Yeah.
And then they showed like Last of Us 2 stuff.
Last of Us 2 was really good.
Well, when you look at it gameplay wise, it looks all very similar to the first game. But the level of animation in that demo they showed was kind of mind-blowing.
Tomb Raider taking shots at them was hilarious.
What'd they say?
The lead dev for Tomb Raider was taking shots at. They're like, that's not gameplay footage. You're lying. You're fake.
I heard about that.
A bunch of fakes. I was like, oh, dang.
Well, I could like a part of me did wonder like, okay, is some of this smoke and mirrors, because a lot of this it's Naughty Dog, so I mean,
they're obviously like scripted events, but like at the same time they're not like, they're still interactive. So
I just remember there's this one part where like the Ellie was like shooting arrows into a dude charging at her, and his face like reacted to like every hit. Like it was like how many animators died making this? like how many lives were lost?
It's like every 3D like Japanese animation I see say the same thing. The bodies of animators behind every film.
That's what Res Infinite is. It's just like an ode to it's them going into
each Resident Evil movie costs like 50 lives.
But no, that stuff showed really well. I was really impressed by it, just from a technical level. A lot of that stuff was really.
That dude's like playing skills were on point.
Well, you could tell
instrument skills.
The banjo or the flute?
Both.
My favorite part about this whole thing is that as they were moving people from the church to like the big venue, they basically had like a post show stuff during the show, and like my favorite part was like people that were actually there and being transitioned. They were like, it's weird that I have to look on Twitter to figure out what's being announced at the press conference that I'm at. But they didn't announce like big stuff. They just announced like, hey, if you pre-order Black Ops 4, you get a DLC map that's from Black Ops 3. They showed a trailer for the Destiny 2 DLC. They showed the guy who made Rick and Morty, his new VR game. Not crazy stuff.
Where is Call of Duty at? What is the state of that franchise?
It's weird that if you think about it, Call of Duty, like there was no gameplay at the E3, which is like the first in a long time. Which again, like, what can you show? It's Call of Duty.
Well, they had a whole Call of Duty conference, didn't they recently?
Well, I think they're going to do another one.
Like,
you could totally see them doing another one before the game comes out, or at least one that shows off their battle royale mode or whatever they're doing.
That's so great. It's still great they're doing that.
It's where video games are going. But then when they moved everyone into the venue and they saw a man play a sick flute solo, they showed Ghost of Tsushima, the Sucker Punch.
Sorry, they said they showed Goatsy. I was like, hold on.
They showed Goatsy.
Woo!
No, they showed the new Sucker Punch game. Looks beautiful. That you talk about environments and stuff.
Oh God, yeah.
Like the
one that kept desyncing on us.
That was a nightmare.
That was beautiful.
Half of us was just going, all right, what part are you at? He's on the horse for me.
He's on the horse.
He just got off the horse. He's like, he's stabbing a fool. What? He's stabbing fools.
About to see him stab. This is great.
That game looks kind of cool. Apparently the quest they showed was a side quest. It wasn't even a main quest.
That's awesome.
Which is really cool, right? I'm curious if it's just combat. Or how the combat feels, because it kind of looked like he was changing stances.
Yeah, so if it's that For Honor style of heavy involvement. There's a game on the Switch called I can't remember the name, but it's essentially a one-hit 2D fighter where you play a samurai and one button does the attack, one button blocks. That's all you get. One hit kills.
Oh, that's cool.
So it's just super intense battles over and over again.
It's like that mini game from Kirby Superstar Ultra, where you have to wait for the prompt to come on the screen, press the button. Yeah, that's
and
really
just a 3D version of that sounds amazing.
Yeah, I'm want to know more about that game because they didn't show a lot, but I'm curious about it more than I was. And also Sucker Punch, they've made really good games that I've really enjoyed. So I'm excited to see more from
for sure. That was really good. That was really solid.
Then they they showed Control, the new Remedy game, which looks sick.
Yeah.
That game looks sick. It's like they made a good Quantum Break.
like it's like they took all the stuff that was cool from Quantum Break and took all the bad stuff out. And like you're like flying around and like throwing psychic powers and like shooting a gun. Like,
wait, hold on. What game are we talking about?
Control.
Okay, sorry. I was thinking about Cyberpunk again. I was like, hold on, wait.
I mean,
you never know. It might be an emulated.
I mean, Cyber who? Like,
Yeah.
I'm on Control. Like Control looked
Control
tight.
is really good.
It looked tight to me. And then
Was that the same? That's not the Quantum Leap guys.
No,
the
it
first
is.
part. What?
Quantum
It's
Break.
the Quantum Leap. No, the Quantum Break. It's this Quantum Break people.
Yeah, Remedy, Max Payne, and
Sorry, I thought Microsoft bought them.
they were Microsoft Studios IP or
They were like first party for a while, right?
I don't know if they were necessarily first.
Oh, they
party.
were third party exclusive exclusive.
Well,
like
they
system launch.
they like all their games were Microsoft Studios games.
It's good to see Remedy back at it, taking a
Well,
breath,
it'd be cool like to have a fun Remedy game in the style of like
Yeah.
Max Payne,
and not having to worry about a TV series.
Yeah, you know, Quantum Break, that game, like it's such a big download, like it's like 70 gigs or something because of those TV episodes.
Wait, you have to you get the TV episodes in it?
They're the cutscenes.
Those are the cuts. Yes, that's so crazy.
You, like literally, when you beat a mission, you have to watch a 30-minute episode of
That's
TV.
Crazy.
Well, it this is a side thing, but like
Yeah.
it's a weird reminder of like what the Xbox One was going to be.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like this weird like
Was Defiance on the Xbox?
I don't know.
Dang, they had the same problem
Yeah,
as TV. Yeah.
But anyways, it's cool to see Remedy making
back
a
at it.
cool science fiction game. They showed the Resident Evil 2 remake, which looked really
Looks
impressive.
Yeah.
I knew they were remaking it. I didn't know they were going to make it like a third person. I thought it was going to be like the remake of that first Resident Evil game, where it's like it's still like the GameCube one.
Oh,
I thought it was gonna be like that GameCube remake.
Yeah.
But this is like a full on like
Yeah.
they're redoing everything and it looks awesome.
The closest to 4 you're gonna get. We should go back and play 6 together.
Oh shoot, it's on Game Pass.
Oh my god, yes.
It's on Game Pass.
This game's terrible.
I never played it.
It was the first Resident Evil game I played.
Really?
Yeah.
Did you ever play 5?
Afterwards.
Okay.
I did not like 5 as much as I liked 6.
Oh, you like
It
6?
says I didn't like either.
Okay.
But I liked 6 a little bit more.
Did you play
The Leon missions, yes.
Did you play 7?
I did not.
The first half of 7 is amazing.
Yeah.
The second half is not bad, but it's not as good as the first half,
That's
in my
sad.
opinion. The first half of Resident Evil 7 to me is the best Evil Dead movie
Oh dang.
I've ever
What's
experienced.
the second half of 7 then?
Like I'm trying to. It's very much on like a lot of the newer Resident Evil bullshit that I don't like.
Really?
Yeah, like there's basically a part where you're on like a boat for a really long time,
Okay.
and it's tense, but
Is there a
like
boss that you fight 6 times in a row?
but it gets into a lot of like the big scale like boss fights and stuff.
Oh, okay.
There's
That's-
and also that near the end of that game has a reliance on combat. That's in the combat. It's not bad in that game, but it's purposely like
It's limited on.
it's limited to make it more scary.
Yeah.
And that game has a reliance on it near the
Are
end.
there a lot of
which is
Are
not
there
designed-
zombies in that game?
Sort of.
They're crazies in that game?
No, there's no zombies in the way that Resident Evil 4 is.
Okay.
They're more like monsters that you would see out of Resident Evil 2, like mutations.
Yeah.
But there are basically sections where you're fighting like 5 of them at the same time, and the game's combat system is not built for that in my eyes. It's still a great game.
Yep.
And I want to play it again in VR.
Is that still Sony exclusive? Sony VR exclusive?
It might be. I'm not 100% sure. I'm not sure if they ported it to Vive yet.
That would be cool
It would be really
to
cool.
try out.
Um,
There's so many. E3 was huge.
they showed Kingdom Hearts 3 again.
Yeah.
Not much to say.
No, it's Kingdom Hearts 3.
Yeah. They showed the Pirates of the Caribbean level. Should look weird.
Yeah. Yeah. I
Um,
was singing the theme song the whole time. It was great.
then they showed Death Stranding. They showed gameplay finally.
Yeah.
And you're walking through the mountains.
Yeah, yeah. I was reading like the conspiracies of the story behind it and the lore and the presidency and all that. It was weird.
Well, they kept talking about in the trailer like you're like a deliverer or something.
Yeah.
Like you're delivering
So-
stuff.
Yeah. The lady that you see is apparently the president of the United States or whatever that's left after the fact. And you're like a soldier or whatever, or a former soldier. something you have like a weird relationship, and it's all a little bit. There were lines. I was looking at people like do diagrams of like their relationships and everything. It was crazy.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, I saw half of that trailer, so I don't know what's happening.
I feel like they should stop showing Death Stranding.
Death Stranding stuff, yeah,
because they're building. That game was already overhyped from the start because like, hey, Kojima's out of his shitty situation. He's making video games again. He's making this really weird IP. It's really looking cool. But I feel like every year they've shown like more and more of it.
Yeah.
And like
then you're just gonna feel like Metal Gear Solid 5.
Well, I feel like people are gonna overhype themselves for a game that like they may not like.
Yeah.
I think it looks cool. Like everything I've seen, like I'm really into it. It looks fucking weird.
It's gonna be like a new Dark Souls where it's like it looks cool, but then like there's a community that's ostracized because they don't like that style of play.
There will be like a weird. Excuse me. There'll be like a weird mechanic or be a style game that like the general.
Because that's what Kojima is
audience.
known for. Is known for making gameplay experiences that cause friction and cause a specific mindset going into it. So he's always a little off.
Well, because if you think about like stuff like Metal Gear 2 or 3, like those games, like they present well as like big action games, but they're not that. They're stealth games. And Metal Gear Solid 5, even though I feel like that's probably the best playing Metal Gear Solid game because there's stuff like you're going around bases and you're stealthing people.
The movement's a lot more fluid. Everything's just like more.
The only thing that it's missing is the weird. It's there, but it's not as wild as say something like Metal Gear 4 or 3, as far as the story goes.
Yeah. The story is still weird in 5.
It's still totally. It totally is. It's just a lot of its absence because of the whole.
I think a lot of the extra mechanics are absent.
Sure, I can see that
because like it's more broad, it's more accessible.
Well, they made a good open world game.
Yes,
that's what they did. But you know, with Death Stranding, like I think there's still so much like ambiguity.
Do you think Death Stranding is going to be linear? Did they say anything about that?
I do. I don't see Death Stranding have side missions. I see that as a very I don't want to say straightforward, but like there is one path to go on.
Do you think it'll be the same vein as I was going to say Life is Strange? Is the same vein as Last of Us?
In what way?
Just the flow of the gameplay and everything.
As far as like going between like gameplay and like cinematic storytelling and stuff like that.
Yeah, that too, and like just the structure of the pseudo open world.
I think it'll be more open ended. I think that game will still have a reliance on exploration in a way that Last of Us's reliance on exploration came from like, okay, you're in this like apartment building and you can go around and get extra parts. Where I think Death Stranding will have a lot of environmental storytelling as far as like there is a set path you have to go on from A to B. But you can go expand this abandoned ruin or this weird mountain range or something.
It's cool that there's so much room for experimentation in that specific field.
Well, especially because they're using the engine that Horizon Zero Dawn had, and that's a really good engine.
Yeah.
And so,
I forgot about that deal. That was awesome.
Yeah, and so like I
love Guerrilla Games.
And I'm really excited to see what that game turns out to be. I'm curious about it. I think they should cut back on actually showing it.
Yeah,
but I'm still curious. Then they showed Neo 2. I never played it, but it's cool that game's getting a sequel. A lot of people like Neo.
Yeah.
So
yeah, that's good.
Not much to say about it. And then they ended with Spider-Man, which since Spider-Man is so close, I really don't think they need to have a whole gameplay sequence of it. It looked cool.
When is Spider-Man coming out?
September.
That's close.
Like soon. It looks cool. It looks awesome. I'm super excited to play it.
I really love too, and as did most people. So. As long as you have that scene where the Italian music playing and you're delivering pizza, that's all you need.
I mean, as long as Bruce Campbell gives the tutorial.
Yeah. Oh God, that was good.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
There needs to be a little bit of camp that I don't know if that game needs to have, but I don't know. Is Marvel is that a very heavy Marvel game or is it like?
I know their names on it.
Is it? Okay.
Yeah. I would just hope that the thing I'm most excited for is that this is a new interpretation of Spider-Man. Like this is a Spider-Man that's been Spider-Man for like 5 years.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, it's not like an origin story. Like he's been Spider-Man for a minute. Like people know who Spider-Man is. And to me that's more exciting than if they did like, oh, I just got my powers like 2 days ago. Wow, I'm running around. I don't know what to do. I'm a kid. So I'm super excited for it. The animation that looks crazy of him swinging around, and like I saw some gameplay of it, like the actual open world, and like it's incredible. It's like incredibly detailed and stuff. So yeah, I'm super excited for that.
If the web swinging feels the same, that's all that matters.
Yeah, honestly.
Last one, it'll be a short one, because they honestly didn't have that much. Nintendo,
Yeah.
they had their direct.
The other conference I did not watch.
Well, let me tell you, Rudy, do you like Smash Brothers?
Yeah. Yeah.
Then you may have liked the Nintendo E3 conference. Because it was about.
Oh yeah, I remember.
It was about
conference.
40% Smash or 60% Smash Brothers and a lot of other stuff. They showed a new mech game that actually looked kind of cool.
Yeah.
They showed Xenoblade 2 DLC. They showed
Xenoblade 2 should have been Xenoblade. God, did you ever play Chronicles? Is it a
No, I
mech
did
game?
not. This is Xenoblade Chronicles 2.
Wait, Chronicles 2?
They made a Chronicles 2.
Oh, it doesn't have mechs in it.
I don't know. I didn't.
Which one had mechs?
I don't play any of the Xenoblade stuff.
I'm so confused. I played a mech game and I wanted another mech game and they didn't make a new one.
Well, they made Damon Ex Machina.
That's all I want.
Okay.
I want it out now.
Well,
Where's my mech game?
it's coming out eventually.
Okay, good. Did
Well,
did they put a release date?
No, I don't think so.
Oh, okay.
They showed more Pokemon Let's Go. It looks cool.
I was really upset that you couldn't actually use the Pokemon you captured in the real world to fight in the game.
Yeah, you can.
You can. I thought
Yeah.
they put it in daycare and that's it.
Mm-mm.
Just watch.
Or maybe I don't know. Maybe
I
the
just
way,
remember
the,
feeling like super limited.
the way they presented it to me was that you
Yeah.
could take your Pokemon from Pokemon Go and put them in the game.
Yeah.
That's
I
the
heard
weird
like
thing.
after you put it in the game, what you can actually do with it once it's in the game is very limited.
I could totally see that too. Like I could totally see it being like a daycare thing, and you just like
Yeah.
use it to like raise its level, but you don't actually get to like interact with it
That's
in the
sad.
game. They showed Super Mario Party, and I got really upset.
We're gonna play it.
No.
All levels,
Okay,
all the turns.
Rudy. Here's the thing,
We're gonna get Bumper Balls 3.
Rudy. Mario Party is the 9/11 of video games.
You just how'd you cancel the show that easily?
I'm just stating the facts.
It was a timepiece.
No.
It was a piece of Americana
No.
that is untouched
No.
by the beauty
Mm-mm.
that is Mario.
Mario Party is shit. It is the worst.
Bumper Balls is a good game.
No. There is no good Mario Party minigame. The same way there is no good Mario Party game.
Mario Party 2 is a good game. No, actually 1 is a good game. 2 is terrible.
They also announced a Fire Emblem game for Switch. That's all I have to say on it.
Yeah, that's it. This is Fire Emblem game. We don't need that. We got Octopath.
Hell yeah, the real
Just
shit.
keep going.
Hell yeah. They showed Fortnite,
Yep.
and then no one could play it because everyone was playing on PS3
Yeah.
or PS4. Then they had an indie game montage. They showed the second Overcooked game. Overcooked.
That was cool.
Yep.
That's all at stores now already, isn't
No,
it?
it's in like August.
Ah, dang.
They showed that Killer Queen game, that arcade game.
Yeah.
That looks
Oh
cool.
God,
That looks-
I've been playing. Okay. So Cidercade here in Dallas, here in Dallas, off of like Irving Boulevard, has Killer Queen's arcade.
Do they
cabinet.
really?
And like a friend of mine is like obsessed with that game. So we would go there a few times and like just get in groups of like we'd meet strangers, just have like Killer Queens tournaments.
Oh, that's awesome.
It's crazy. That game is really good.
Really?
That game is.
Do you think it would
really
translate
good.
well to Switch?
Oh God, that's the thing. The thing about it is like it's an arcade game where you have to work. The cooperation is like really important.
Yeah.
So like I think the Switch might be the best platform to put
Really?
it on, other than like maybe mobile, because it's like it's really easy to like have people together playing Killer Queens.
Mhm.
If they could get that networking to work like smoothly, then like it would be a really good experience.
Do you think that game could work on a single screen, like having 4 people?
Having
play
4 people? Yes.
on one Switch screen?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
You mean on one console?
Yeah.
Like on
like,
the 720p mod.
Yeah.
I don't think that would. I think it would work, but I think it would. It's,
It would
it's the same
probably-
as any other game.
Yeah, because I played 4-player Mario Kart on
Yeah.
a tablet screen, and it worked, but it's like this is not the way you should play this
Yeah.
game.
I think it'll be even more beneficial because it is like a pixel art, very simplistic.
And it's also like a one screen game,
Yeah,
right? You're all looking at the same screen.
Yeah.
I'm excited to play that game because I've never
It's really
played it,
good.
and I've heard
It is-
nothing but great
oh,
things
yeah.
about it.
There are like I'm amazed that game went on actually got on the Switch because it's like there's only a dozen arcade. like less than a dozen arcade cabinets in the world.
Yeah, it's not a lot.
Yeah.
I know that. Yeah.
This is like, how do so many people know about it?
Mm-hmm. Well, that's the thing. Like, it's weird that an arcade machine in 2019 or
Yeah.
2018 has like this cult following, and now
Because like a year ago, my friend like had me watching people play like Killer Queens tournaments, like 100-view Killer Queens tournaments that people were having on YouTube. I was like, okay. I was like, this is great and all, but like, I don't know if there's a community here.
But now,
And then like, we're all coming out of the woodworks
right. But yeah, that looks super cool.
Yeah.
Then they announced they launched Hollow Knight on Switch, which is the platform I'm going to play it on.
You should. I've never played that game, but I will eventually one day, maybe.
On Switch?
Probably not.
Probably. That's one of those games. That's one of those games that's like it's probably really really good.
There's so many platformers.
Yeah.
There. There's too many pixel art
But it looks like the
platformers.
Nightmare Before Christmas.
I don't know.
It's also not pixel art. It's like hand drawn.
Is it? Oh wait, yeah, no, I remember now. I'm thinking of Shovel Knight.
Shovel Knight's a good game.
This is a good game. Is it good enough?
Yes. Fight you. They showed Octopath again, which said 10,000
The
times.
best lighting of any game ever.
The best like pixel art game to come out.
That's the thing about the Minecraft shader. That's what it's called, the shaders. So like, you can mod that game to have the craziest shaders on pixel art, where it has realistic shading on like the simplistic art that it already has, and it's a new game. It's crazy to look at, and it's that same feel of looking at Octopath. It's that same lighting.
Yeah.
So I'm excited. I'm excited that you get to experience that.
I'm excited to play Octopath so I can actually play a good game.
Yes.
And then they talked about Smash Brothers for like an hour, it felt like.
And we will not. That's it.
It's coming out this year.
It's going to, yeah, that's all you need to know.
And it's Smash Brothers.
Snake is back. That's all you need.
Yep.
His butt has been flattened.
Everyone's back.
Give him his butt back. That's it.
Yep. Put Milo in Smash.
Yeah. All the Milos.
All 9 of them.
Oh, shit.
And that's E3. That was E3 20.
Yeah, that was E3. As you know, our predictions are the truth, and they have been forming, and they are pretty accurate now.
What was your favorite thing you saw at E3 this year, Rudy? To cap it off.
I can't. I'm legally not allowed to say Jump Force. Oh man. I liked Anthem. I'm excited for Anthem. I'm excited for Cyberpunk. I'm not as excited for Cyberpunk as a lot of people are, just because I don't have super expectations for that game.
Mm-hmm.
But I really like The Witcher, so yeah, maybe I'll be into it. I think I don't know. I was just I was moderate. I was happy. There's nothing that was like super out there for me, except the fact seeing Naruto on the Microsoft main stage is the craziest thing I've probably seen in a good while at an E3.
When I heard your reaction to seeing that trailer.
That was the last thing I expected to see.
Well, it's because you were joked about it like right before it happened. You made some joke like Naruto's going to come out of the woodwork, and then you didn't even see his face. You saw the back of his head.
You saw, yeah, that's all you need is a logo.
I just hear you go, yes.
It's crazy. It's just like
it is super weird.
The greatest surprise this year of E3 is the collaborations, the cooperation that so many companies that have like battled viciously against each other in the industry for like decades, that these like new business deals and these business opportunities people are making. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Like
totally.
Like games aside, like the industry is doing some crazy stuff this year. Is like out here.
Well, that makes the whole, like we talked about it earlier, but the whole Sony not doing crossplay stuff even weirder.
Yeah.
Especially like it's like, hey, this is clearly not the direction everyone's going in this industry.
Yeah.
So it just makes it weirder for them to have that stance on it. Because it is weird to see Microsoft have Japanese games on their stage, but it's awesome that they're doing it.
Yeah.
And everyone's on board for that.
Man.
So
they out here.
They out here.
They out here. Spencer out here.
He's spending some money.
Yeah. Rudy. Spending those dollars.
They bought Ninja Theory.
Jeez, man. How do you just buy awards? I feel like they just bought them for like Hellscape or whatever. What was the game?
Hellscape? Hellblade? Hellblade's a good game.
Yeah.
Okay. It's a good game. Yes.
Yeah. They saw their track record and they're like, it's I don't know. It's been crazy. It's been really good. But man, Those are intense. That was intense E3.
I will say probably my favorite things I saw was Devil May Cry 5.
Yeah.
I was really impressed by that trailer.
It's a good trailer.
Yeah, I really liked. Yeah, like you said, it was really cool to see Microsoft throwing punches.
It was great to see that. It was great to see Nintendo go back and renew those licenses for Smash characters.
Yeah,
was real like nobody expected that.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's a for Nintendo to do that is something else.
Well, I can also I would also not hope, but you can see them saying like, "Hey, this is the last Smash Brothers game."
Yeah, that definitely.
Like we're putting everyone in it.
Smash is a service now. Get ready for that.
Yeah, Sakurai is literally gonna die if we make another one of these fucking games.
It's like, what else do you like? You can't. At this point, it's just up. Like the engine's there, the mechanics are there. It's just upgrading the graphics every time.
Yeah.
Because like nobody wants anything different other than the way it is.
Mm-hmm.
So
I will also say it wasn't shown at like one of the E3 stages, but Tetris Effect. That was like at E3. I'm super
watching people trip on Tetris Effect.
Yeah, and especially in like VR, and it's the guy who made Rez. Like,
that's the closest I will be to taking drugs, is playing Tetris Effect while dehydrated.
Let me. When I got sick,
yeah.
I took a bunch of cough syrup and played Rez.
Oh snap! We're gonna do some lean and
played Rez Infinite in VR, and it was I time traveled. Like, my God.
Dude, we just gotta. Oh man, freaking! We need Brian's mead, and then we'll do some. Do a live stream of Tetris Effect in VR.
I don't think I would make it to the end. It's just gonna be on the ground. Me on the ground.
It's gonna be us drawing the Tetris pieces
on the walls around here.
Man, yeah, E3 has been
as a whole. I will say, great games, weird show.
Yeah, weird show for sure.
That was
changes, a lot of surprises, and in the surprises that you wouldn't expect, because people are always going in there expecting like crazy surprises, but like it's weird. It's a weird oxymoron that like a lot of people are like expecting a certain level of like. Just changes. I don't know what I'm saying, but like you expect crazy games to come out, like IPs and stuff, and like bringing back old revivals of series, which they did. But like thanks to freaking Walmart,
well, it's a thing where it's like if you think about this console generation, we're in a transitional period where they're starting to have these conversations about, hey, what's next?
Like it's not just asking what is next for like what's the next console cycle going to be. It's like what is the future of the console cycle, and like what is the future of like platforms, and what are we doing with that?
And also like how like we're in the early stages of developing the next stuff, and we don't necessarily want to show it because we're still learning about this hardware. We're still learning about how these what's the next thing or whatever.
Yeah. That'd be really crazy. That'd be really interesting to see if future consoles were modular in order to like
you no longer like there's no longer like an Xbox 7.
You have
the Xbox and you're just buying parts.
You just have like a really accessible PC.
Well, you could totally see. I think of all companies, you could totally see Microsoft saying like, "Hey, we're built. The Xbox brand is becoming a build-it-yourself PC kit.
Yeah,
and it's like $1,000 or whatever, and you basically just build a PC, and they walk you through it step by step.
Yeah,
and then they just say, "Hey, the newest graphics card has come out for it. Buy the Microsoft Xbox exclusive." You know, you can see stuff like that coming out.
I mean, freaking, they were charging like $30 extra for a hard drive that was Microsoft branded.
Really?
On like the Amazon store.
Really?
And it was literally the same company, the same manufacturer for the hard drive, except one of them was painted green with an Xbox logo over it.
Really?
And it's like, if it's the same thing, it's the same thing. So it's like,
well, it's also a thing where it's like there's a large market of people that still only play games on a console.
Yeah.
So I don't think companies like Sony are willing to let that go.
No, yeah.
Like they're going to
Microsoft's out here about to make bank when they get in that field. Not when. Because
I think Microsoft's got one more console in them.
Yeah.
Before they switch.
Yeah.
If they switch, yeah. I think they got one more console in them, and then maybe after that's when we start seeing some major changes.
So, 2023.
The impending date.
We've had a lot has happened. A lot we've discovered a lot that will probably happen, and we've discovered a lot that may not happen.
Nope.
Thanks to certain developments.
It's only been 3 weeks, and I feel like half of our predictions have gone just out the window.
I feel like they've actually been more. The other half have been solidified even further.
What?
I feel like the aliens are coming.
What?
I feel the beginning of the Switch collaboration with Microsoft.
Well, that's right. I mean, that happened.
Yeah, it happened. So it's like this like out of world experience that is going to happen in the future. It's going to be there. It's going to be crazy. Portability for a Microsoft console is going to happen.
Yeah. Oh. Well,
one world, one console.
We talked about this earlier, but the VR stuff they canceled.
They're gonna come back. It's gonna come back. It's gotta come back. The employee in me is saying it's gotta come back. I have a few updates.
So these are
my
updates
predictions
for
some new predictions.
New predictions.
New titles
for 2023.
Some new IPs. I got some sequels.
Awesome.
And some like just announcements in general, based off what we've seen at the E3 stage this year.
Rudy, I'm excited to hear these.
So first off, you remember how they announced Todd Howard this year?
They announced Todd Howard.
They announced Todd Howard.
What does that mean?
He was announced onto the stage.
Oh, like Pete Hines like hyped him up.
Pete Hines hyped him up like a
wingman.
wrestler.
Yeah. He had his own like WWE entrance.
Yeah,
that was great.
So in 2023, obviously there can only be one. Sony, being the champion, being the frugal company that they are, will send out one challenger, one champion, to represent their company in a certain business deal, preventing the acquisition of Bethesda, or to acquire the acquisition of Bethesda.
Okay.
Which is a huge reach for Sony. Yeah. Especially given their relationship with Microsoft.
Seriously. So Sony's coming out here trying to buy.
Sony's coming out here
trying to buy Bethesda.
But it's the future. Aliens have ravaged the world. It's crazy. So who other than the greatest developer of all time, Hideo Kojima himself, to be the champion, clad in all leather armor, and his reinforced leather jacket and boots and pants, as you normally see him. Now, who could combat him other than Todd Howard?
Wait. Why is Kojima so Sony's trying to buy Bethesda.
Yeah.
Why is Kojima here?
Because Kojima is a representative of Sony at this point.
Oh, so he works he officially works at Sony.
Yes, because they lost all ties to Konami after the attacks because they were destroyed.
But so what is Kojima's position at Sony?
Is basically the same relationship that Konami had, except he owns his own studio. So it's a little bit different. Think of him as a third-party publisher.
Okay.
With a lot of really good exclusivity.
Okay. So basically what he is now.
What he is now, exactly. But they call upon him because they know he is a champion in both the physical realm as well as the development realm. So he is scheduled to have a death battle at E3 with Todd Howard.
Why?
For the sake of Bethesda.
For the sake of wait. So if Todd Howard wins, they get to keep.
If Todd Howard wins, they get to keep their independence and as a studio.
But if Todd Howard dies, does that mean Kojima becomes in charge of Bethesda?
Yes.
Oh God.
And Sony acquires Bethesda.
Oh God. So you think Phil Spencer's like hyping Todd Howard up, like training him like Rocky?
Microsoft. So have you seen The Expanse? Have you seen that sci-fi show?
Mm-mm.
So think of it as multiple factions going on. And like Microsoft is in the distance. They're playing it out for right now. They know it's crazy. They know they can't, by the laws of the land that is game studios and the games industry, they cannot formally go to war with Sony because that would be the end of the world. But they know their people are getting hurt, so they're going to be watching. They're going to be doing their best to support him, but they're keeping an eye on it right now, and it's very volatile.
So who wins in this fight?
I don't know, because we're only predicting what will happen. We're not predicting how it happens.
So we know like the build up to this match.
Yeah.
But
So we know
we haven't gotten to the match yet.
So post Bethesda conference, the post show for the Bethesda conference,
the winner.
Yeah.
It's just gonna cut to Todd Howard or Kojima just like lying on the floor.
Yeah.
like
one of them.
And Pete Hines either like celebrating or crying.
Exactly.
Like, okay.
And just another announcement. So Ed Boon, of course, famous Mortal Kombat developer from Midway.
You mean NetherRealms?
NetherRealms. Did I say Midway?
You said Midway.
He worked at Midway. That's what it was. He has recently he will deploy a strike team to capture Adam Boyes and the corpse of Dave Lang for his own nefarious purposes and reveal those purposes at E3 2023. I don't know exactly what those purposes are yet.
Can I ask what happened to Adam Boyes and Dave Lang?
Adam, he's still running Iron Galaxy, or he was running up to that point.
But what happened?
Business deals are cutthroat out here, and
how's Vignacchi taking it?
He's still doing whatever secret stuff he's doing. It's been another 5 years and he still hasn't talked about it. But every E3 since then, he's gone on the live stream and said that he can't talk about it, but he will.
Okay.
So maybe 2024 he'll mention.
Okay. Well, I mean, it's going to be a very underwhelming live stream.
It's going to be very sad because it's just going to be.
It's just going to him and Jeff.
Yeah. And Dave Lang has been dead for 3 years.
Oh God.
But that's just to be expected.
That's so sad.
Yeah, but it's very tragic. He's a good man.
I mean, I don't see this happening. But
I think he'll come back. I think that's maybe.
HoloLens.
I think that's what Ed Boon has been planning.
To bring him back.
To bring him back in some sort of
maybe
mind control state.
Maybe he'll immortalize him in a video game. Like they'll become fightable characters in Mortal Kombat.
He already is a character in every Iron Galaxy game.
Who?
If you type Dave Lang's name in Scribblenauts, he'll pop out.
Oh, that's awesome.
So he's already immortalized, but he'll come back. He'll remortalize.
Well, I want him as a Mortal Kombat character where his fatality is him dive kicking people.
And speaking of bringing back the dead, we have some new IPs coming out. These are all third-party titles. Most of them are indie, actually. So,
okay.
Yeah,
I support the indies.
Yeah, these are some new indie titles coming out. And just the state of our society right now. It's easy to see how some of these games are being made, given Steam's new stance on what's acceptable.
Totally.
First off, Nuremberg Necromancy.
What?
This is a game. It's like a dungeon crawl game, based on the Nuremberg trials. But anything goes in this day and age. And it's just people trying to share their experiences and what they want to experience. So it's very different for a lot of people.
I just don't see the market for this.
There's a market. They're a scary bunch.
Okay.
Next we have Crypt of South Compton. So it's actually a sequel. It's not a sequel, but it's a new IP based on the Bright universe. Yeah, so it's actually literal. You're going into dungeon crawling. You're in crypts. You're fighting bad guys, but you're also in South LA, and you got to deal with the existence of living in that environment and just trying to sustain yourself as an adventurer without getting caught up in just the drug game or catching bodies. So you got to be careful.
I'm gonna say I'm not sold on that one. That has not caught my interest.
Netflix is sold on it, so that's all you need to know.
So Netflix is making games now?
No, but they were sold on it.
So this is the only game that they're making.
Yeah. Next up, we have Stoke the Fire 2016.
What does that mean?
So it's actually a global, it's a national management game, where you run a nation, like Tropico.
Okay.
But instead of like a tropical island, it's more of like one of these like larger states, one of these larger nations.
Okay.
And it actually comes with 08 DLC.
What is 08 DLC?
Like 2008. So you get to you get to play as a Western country sometime in the year 2016 in some other timeline. It's a really interesting simulator, and you get to do a lot of cool things in it. Global nuclear annihilation is one of them.
Well, compared to
think of it as Command and Conquer meets The Sims.
I mean, I will say there. If I remember from the first episode, there were a lot of city management games.
Yeah.
I feel like the market's getting a little bit oversaturated with these management.
But this is the ultimate city management. Think of this as Sim Cities.
Sim Cities. Okay. I guess I need to see some gameplay.
Okay. Next up we have Ancient Wars.
Ancient Wars?
Yeah, which is just more Command and Conquer, but it like RTS game. Yeah. But it's only takes place with Native Americans.
Okay.
Both like South and Central and Northern Americans.
Like from like modern day America?
No. From like from like 500 AD.
Oh, okay. So we're
ancients.
So we're finding like bows and arrows.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
Okay.
Just think of it as ancient empires, but with Native Americans.
So is it like it's an RTS game?
Yeah, for sure.
Hmm.
Not a lot of bodies though,
I
because
was
it's
gonna say,
not a big population.
So is the ending like Christopher Columbus comes and just like murders? Like at the end, you just lose.
Yeah, think of it as the StarCraft 2 ending. So, but
Alright.
yeah. We also have Mama's Gone Gnome.
It's another mama.
It's
These fucking mama games.
Yeah, this is a mama dating sim where she dates a gnome.
A gnome.
A gnome, yeah.
Okay.
And he becomes her new stepfather, and it's actually very nice, and it's a very warm experience. It's trying to get to know each other from different cultural backgrounds.
Oh, okay. That sounds pleasant. It's kind of like Dream Daddy.
Yeah. Because instead of leaving, she's gone gnome. Next up, we have Crush the Alts.
Okay.
So they're just you're just crushing any forms of alternatives in every aspect of life.
What is an alternative?
Think of this as like Job Simulator.
Okay.
But the concept of alternative for anything, you have to destroy.
What is an alternative?
Like an alternative mode of transportation. So if you're in your car and you see a bicycle, you maybe turn that wheel a little bit. If you're on your way to get some coffee, and they're like, "Hey, how about you drink an alternative beverage?" Yeah, just slap that to the ground.
So this is a VR game?
If you see some facts that aren't accurate, you just delete that post.
So is this a VR game?
Yeah.
Okay.
100%.
Huh.
It's actually an AR game. I forgot.
AR
That's
game.
part of the new package. The Xbox new.
Rudy, again,
They're coming back.
There's that news story that said they were out of VR.
They're coming back.
I'm just saying, like they had the news. It was on their website.
I won't believe it until I believe it.
It was literally on their
Next up, we have Bot Voyage.
What is okay? What is that?
It's a cruise ship, but it's actually the Titanic, but everyone on board is a robot. And the more the water comes, the more people get splashed and they die. So it's a survival horror game, and it's kind of scary because you got to be scared of water, which is the ultimate fear of robots.
I was really hoping. I was really worried that this was going to be a boat management game, like you managing all these people on this boat.
Isn't that what survival horror is? Managing yourself.
Not on a boat.
That is true.
Well, except in Resident Evil 7, you're on a boat in that game.
No, that's all our new IPs.
Okay.
But we're gonna see some cool sequels.
I will say,
yeah,
none of those new IPs have gotten me excited.
That's a shame.
I'm just saying.
But
And also, one of those IPs is not going out because Microsoft is not making.
I still think you're gonna need to shake that crystal ball of yours again to see that.
Well, it was actually a Magic 8-Ball.
It's like, oh, I'm sorry. It's a USB Magic 8-Ball.
USB Magic 8-Ball.
So we're gonna get a new Portal game. It's gonna be
Oh,
called Portals.
okay.
But it's gonna be part of the Lego Dimension IP. So it's just a Portal game in the Lego universe. You get to play as Batman though. So that's nice.
I will say, Batman with the portal gun. That sounds pretty tight.
Yeah, it's a fun experience.
This is.
I feel like Batman Lego game, but with portals.
I will say, you announced saying, "Hey, we're making a new Portal game," and then saying it's a Lego game was about the same reaction as, "Hey, Valve's making a new game. It's a Dota card game."
Yeah,
It's about the same level.
Pretty
of
much.
disappointment.
Yeah, you're gonna be even less. You're gonna be even more disappointed at this next one.
Oh yeah.
Star Pop Tropicas.
Is this a?
So this is a sequel to Star Tropics.
Oh my God, Rudy, why? That's so upsetting.
It's so
Wait, okay. Is it in the vein of the original Star Tropics?
it uses it's the original Star Tropics, but it uses the Pop Tropica engine.
What's Pop Tropica?
It was a web based MMO.
Was it good?
No.
Oh. Why did they
It was made by the developers of Funbrain Arcade.
Okay. Why did they make a sequel to Star Tropics in that engine then?
Because who owns the rights to Star Tropics?
Nintendo. It's on the NES
Yeah.
Classic.
Exactly.
Clearly.
Remember when I said that there would be a whole brawl over the IP rights in the US after that one?
Wait, so
incident?
who owns Star Tropics? The IP to Star Tropics?
The Funbrain developers, the one dude who's still alive. Like that's all he has.
That one IP.
Yeah, that's
What
it.
happened to funbrain.com? Who owns that domain?
It's dead.
What do you mean it's dead? The domain can't be dead.
It's yeah, you're right. He sold it back to the daddy of Go.
That's how you have to address them.
Yeah, that's how you.
That's how all the people
Sir,
address to see us.
Sir Go.
Sir Go.
Mr. Go of Daddy.
Mr. Daddy.
Next up, we have Fable Mythos. So our boy is back.
Yeah.
Dropping some good stuff.
Hell yeah.
But all of it's gonna be like Asian mythology, and it's just gonna be super racist and offensive.
Oh God.
But Peter is doing his best.
So this is Peter back at the home.
Yep.
So
Lionhead has been resurrected.
Oh.
Or what's left of Lionhead.
What happened to 22 Can?
They went the way of the Dante.
The Dante.
Or what's his name? God, I can't.
Milo?
The predecessor to Milo. I can't remember his name. They killed him, remember? Didn't we have that conversation on this show?
No.
Oh.
I think our only mention of Milo was, and I predicted that Milo would be in Smash Brothers,
yeah.
and he would whip around as a
Milo
Kinect
definitely like consumed Dimitri. That was the name of the AI that they developed before Milo.
Oh, really?
He was definitely built on afterwards.
Huh.
But yeah, 22 Can is the Dimitri of the future.
Okay. So they're making a new Fable game.
Making a new Fable game.
Is it Microsoft owned?
No, it's third party this time. It's free ball. They're free balling.
That makes sense.
Because like Peter is tired of getting screwed over by Microsoft.
Yeah, that makes
He doesn't
sense.
need this.
Yeah, try and get some extra revenue by selling on PS4 or whatever place.
And next up, we have Red Dead Revengeance.
Okay, so this is a sequel
So
to
it's
Redemption 2?
Yeah, to Revolver 2.
Oh, to Revolver. Yeah, Revolver 2. Okay.
But it takes the same side steps that the actual Revengeance has in the Metal Gear Solid universe, and puts that in a Red Dead environment. It's actually really fun. And
How does that work?
there's a lot more sombreros this time around.
More so. I mean, I'm interested in that. Like, is that on the back of the box? Like more action, more gameplay.
That's the only thing on the back of the box.
Oh, just more sombreros.
Yeah, we don't even have like cutscenes on it, or not like screenshots. It's just a sombrero.
I mean, what else do you need to say?
Yeah, that's all you need.
Is Rockstar making it?
Yeah. I mean,
Oh, right.
yeah.
Right. Too soon?
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Rest in peace.
Who is making it then?
What's left of Rockstar? Because there's only one studio. We only lost one studio. We still have the London studio.
So is the mocap of their bodies them making Red Dead Revolver 2?
No, but if you own that game, you get 20% off Red Dead Revengeance.
Okay. If you pre-order.
Yeah, of course.
Gotcha.
Pre-order. And we also have Cabela's Casual Caucuses.
Okay.
Where you go in the Caucasus Mountains and you hunt man.
Oh God.
It's just a real good experience.
That's bad.
See, this is actually one of the first changes I have to my original predictions, where I thought it was going to be Cabela's Ghost in the Buckshot. But as I was learning more and more about what was going on, I realized, no, I think the deadliest game is going to be the man. And what better environment than to put them in the Caucasus Mountains to start? We can work our way to cities, to different environments later, but first,
So is it you hunting
in the wilderness.
Is it you hunting down just one dude, or are just a lot of people just hanging out in the mountains?
You're hunting down the survivors.
Of what?
The survivors
Of what?
of humanity.
From what?
The Reavers.
Oh.
What? This is common to them. This is their insurgency. This is their op 4.
Oh my God! 5 years of this.
Next up, we have Black Twitter presents Jesus and Mero via con Duce.
What does that mean?
You know, it's okay. It's from me.
For you.
It's from me.
This is your game.
Yes, this is game for me.
What is the gameplay?
It's actually it's really ironic because it is a game for me, but it is another Metroidvania, so I welcome it.
It's a spiritual success for the Hollow Knight, the game that you won't play.
Yeah. And last up, we have this just game that came out of nowhere. I don't know who's developing this or what, but just this title just came across my desk.
What?
Sister Act 2, the game.
Wait. Hold on. No, you stop. They're making a video game adaptation of Whoopi Goldberg's Sister Act 2. Is that what you're telling me?
Think of it more as a reboot.
Sister
Actually, this is a new brand of it's called a revitalization where it's sort of the same same elements of Sister Act 2, but we spelled sister as sis-ter. So it's definitely about like heteronormativity and in the modern age,
Rudy.
and how it applies to like religion,
Rudy.
and how that affects the modern era in
Rudy.
2023 after a world struck by grief.
Do you dress up as a nun at any point in this
Yes.
game? Okay.
Yeah,
Okay. So, I have a question.
they're obsessed with being cis.
I have a question.
Yeah.
So, is there no Sister Act 1 game? We're just going straight to Sister Act 2.
Was Sister Act 1 good?
I'm just saying, if you're going to say call something 2, that implies that there's a first one.
Yes, of course. There was
Okay.
the first one. This all these games are sequels.
What?
Yeah, I put sequels there.
He literally just pulled up his notepad to me and pointed to where it said
You think I make this up? This is research.
You said it came across your desk.
Exactly.
That's not research.
That's research.
No, it's not.
Yeah, it was my research.
You're
pile.
a college student. You should know that is not research.
This is a major tangent. But I'm in a group me for my one of my online classes, and I got people complaining today that they were getting like zeros on tests because it was hard to study for.
Mhm.
I've been acing those tests because you can have the textbook open while you take them.
Hell yeah.
So
Hell yeah, dude.
why are you not out here hustling?
Yeah.
Take those. Do what you can to pass.
Do what you get, dude. In my when I went to community college, we had
Yeah.
a government test, and the first test he did in class, and everyone did not do well. So he's like, all right, I'm gonna do the second one online. So see if that does better.
Yeah.
So me and my friends, we all ran in a study room, and there's 7 of us in the study room, and we all
Studied together until we were familiar enough with the material to do well on the test.
That's Quizlet save lives.
Yep.
But yeah, that's all the games I have.
I will say the only game I'm interested is Sister Act 2 because that's
I'm really interested in Star Pop Tropica.
Star. Have you played Star Tropics?
Yes,
Oh really?
I've played about 30 minutes of Star Tropics.
But you're excited for.
I'm excited. I'm more excited because I spent 20 hours in Pop Tropica.
Right on.
Yeah. But yeah, that's all I got. That's all we got this week.
Yeah.
We've been going for 2 hours.
Oh my god.
And that doesn't include the time we had before.
Oh my god. We're so bad at it. To be fair, it was a big
It was a big week. It was a big week,
yeah.
and we've been gone for a while.
We've
so,
been gone for a while.
You know, take this. Hopefully, this will last you 2 weeks or so. I
yeah,
don't know,
until we're back with
until
another
we're
one.
back with some solid predictions and some corrections.
News corrections
Yeah,
or
of course.
just news coverage.
Yeah, because the industry it's fluctuating. Isn't a time of craziness right now.
Yeah, it's also the summer.
I can't tell what's going on based on my GameStop magazines anymore.
Do you still get magazines from GameStop?
So no, not anymore.
Okay.
I used to I'm not talking about Game Informer. I'm talking about like ads, like a magazine with ads for games,
Like weekly ads from GameStop?
Yeah,
Huh.
but like they would come out monthly. No, they would come out seasonally. They'd have all the
Oh.
titles, all the accessories, and everything.
Oh.
It's crazy.
I think I remember getting one
Yeah.
of those one time.
I miss those.
When GameStop, I don't know if they still do this. They used to do this thing where Nintendo would always give them like a booklet of all their hot
Yeah,
games.
Those are cool.
And yeah, they were cool. Like I used to collect them. I can't find them anymore. I might get one this year. I haven't been inside of a GameStop in probably.
They're dead to me.
I think the last time I was in a GameStop was when I got my NES Classic.
They couldn't give me my Wii U charger or my Wii U power adapter. I
Wow.
went to 4 different GameStops.
They just didn't have
They
one.
didn't have one, and we needed one that day for the tournament we were doing.
Oh really?
So it was like they screwed me over. It was upsetting. No, they sold. Here's what they did. They sold me a Wii AC adapter, and I bought it, and I took it back to the office,
Oh, and it didn't work.
and it wouldn't work because I needed a Wii U one. Because Nintendo, you tricked me,
Reggie.
Reggie is an evil mastermind. But thank you for joining us. Another episode.
It's a very
E3, Road to E3 2023. Once again, we didn't say it the first time. It's your hosts, Rudy.
And I'm Jesse.
Jesse.
Jesse. I'm Jesse. That's me.
And we've been having fun doing this. Hopefully you've been enjoying us. Let us know what you think. Do all the comment stuff.
Like and subscribe.
Yeah.
Use the Crunchyroll link
For sure. We're going to be posting first to SoundCloud from now on, immediately, as soon as possible.
Oh, okay.
And immediately after we record. Not immediately after, but like after our lovely editor, James, fixes this mess.
Shout out to James.
Yeah, he does all the hard work.
Does he have a Twitter or something we can plug?
What?
Or a SoundCloud page or something?
I don't know.
We can always put that.
We'll
We'll
put
put
it
that
in the description.
Yeah, description.
Put all his stuff in the description. To look at. But yeah, that's it. That's all we got. Thank you for watching. If you're watching on YouTube, thank you for listening. If you're listening on SoundCloud, and if you're listening somewhere else, cease and desist, or we will copyright.
Please don't pirate the show.
That's all I have. Goodbye.
Bye.
I'm scared to stop recording.
Why?
I don't know.
You shouldn't be. You want me to do it? I'll do it.
I'll let you do it.
I can do it.